podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
That means that you will fight Triple G later this year.
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the Boxing Voice.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another glorious morning edition of the Boxing Voice Radio, where we bring you unfiltered boxing talk. How are you? Shout out to everybody whose head I'm living in rent-free, man. If you wake up and you go to sleep with me on your mind, you are my new boo. You my boo thing. I'm living in your head rent-free. Renta gratis. Thank you. Today, we're going to be talking about Ryan Garcia and his many, many options and failed opportunities of getting himself a fight. Today, we'll discuss yet another fight that fell apart versus Javier Fortuna. One that would have been a damn good one. Garcia's side, according to Steve Kim from ESPN, didn't accept the fight. So we'll talk about this. Plus, we'll be back at 10:45 a.m. to discuss Canelo Alvarez and his options and the fact that, according to Eddie Hearn, he and Billy Joe Saunders are back in negotiations. So we'll be discussing that at 10:45. Right now, we're talking Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna. The thought of it, the possibility of what could have been, and why do you think that he didn't take the fight? So if you haven't done so already, come on and help us get to that 115,000 by subscribing to the YouTube channel, clicking that notification bell, and obviously becoming part of the family. Let me head on out to my co-host right here in New Jersey and get this thing started.
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Late to the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match.
Champ, good morning. Get ready to talk boxing. If you here in the States, get that cup of Joe ready. Yeah, you might like tea too. So if you're across the pond, if you want tea or coffee, whatever it is, if you're going to hit yourself with a little, fruit like Doomy, I eat the fruits now in the morning instead of the coffee, do that. But get ready. We got a nice show put together for you guys. You got the Ryan Garcia. You got the Canelo. You got the star and the protege for the topics this morning. And I didn't even know Ryan Garcia was talking to Javier Fortuna about a fight, but we'll get into it. Got the champ Marioski in the building.
It's me, Mario.
Yo, what up? I am tired. That marathon untitled last night, bro. We got to figure that one out, fellas. That's draining me right there.
Yo, I was actually thinking last night when I seen it, I said, damn. And then I seen DBX like, come on, guys, you can do it. Go for 5 hours. And I'm like, what the hell? But I'm thinking maybe we got to start sooner, man. But I told y'all, man, we talk too much. We talk too much on Untitled, bro. Doomy was about to take us into triple overtime in the last minute. Literally, we giving outros. He's like, well, Mitty, you have any questions for me? I'm like, uh-oh, it's going down.
Yeah. Nah, I would have took off with that crap. I would have freaking in a 3-hour conversation. So yeah, we're gonna tighten it up, put it together a little more structured or stay structured, because we do put it out there structured. We just get out of line sometimes.
So I'll take responsibility. We have Phil Greco scheduled for today, but that's because that's exactly what it was. It was scheduled, and then this show was spontaneous. Or not. If not, I would have got Lewkowicz to, kind of give us his take on how long they were negotiating and how dead this fight for Javier Fortuna and Ryan Garcia really is, because truth of the matter is I still want it. This is a decent fight for Ryan. This is the fight I wanted for Devin. This was supposed to be Devin's mandatory, and then Javier decided to not fight Devin and instead fight Luke Campbell in the UK. Then the pandemic happened and he couldn't get the Luke Campbell fight because he can't get to Luke Campbell's country. So now Javier finds himself on the outside. But, Ryan has to be careful because Devin could end up with Fortuna all over again. Fortuna, even though I'm pretty sure Fortuna's in DR. I don't know how he expects to get here either, but.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I seen an Instagram live with Fortuna. I was pretty sure he was in DR, but I could hit him up and see, I guess. See if he answers on WhatsApp.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate because I feel the exact same way you do. Wow, what a fight that would be. Javier Fortuna, in case like you let losses define, a person, he is an incredible talent, and he's a guy that people had such high hopes for, and he possesses some real natural ability, and he also probably I don't know, I was gonna say faster hands than run. At one point, Javier Fortuna had probably like top 3 fastest hands in boxing, for sure. And to have that kind of speed face each other, whoa, that's explosive. You know what I'm saying? And this is all coming down now to optics. What do the optics look like? Well, what they look like is that we continuously hear the names of fighters that Ryan Garcia is not fighting, and that's got to quit.
Yeah, he in a fight with Javier Fortuna, man. He's in a real fight, and like I said, I doubt that this fight was even taken or will be taken or considered even further at all, because this is not the type of guy that's gonna make it easy for you to look good. This is a real test right here, Javier Fortuna. He's fought some pretty game opponents. He had a close one with Robert Easter, and he beat Omar Douglas, some of the guys that we're familiar with. Lost to Jason Sosa, but in the end, this is the real deal. This is the test that we want to see for Ryan Garcia. So, if he turns this one down, it's just going to be another disappointment, amongst the crowd, amongst the casuals, even the hardcores, because, we're still yet to see him in there with a guy that's really going to test him.
Yeah, I mean, you can say, like, Javier Fortuna is a really great fight. At the same time, I could see if you're saying that that's a huge, like, leap in competition. If anybody said this, I meant. Because it is, like, bro, from Javier Fortuna to the competition that Ryan Garcia has been facing, is it just me, or is there, like, a huge leap between those two? Like, I guess, look, all I want to say is there's a big difference between
Francisco Fonseca?
Yeah, between, the styles, the athleticism, the capability, the punching power. It's just night and day.
Fortuna's more of a dog, though.
Yeah, he's way more of a dog.
He's just a dog, you know what I mean? Like,
super dog, man. That kid likes to get into firefights. He's gonna make it ugly for Ryan, and he's not gonna respect Ryan not one bit. He's gonna go in there to bully him. So it would have been an interesting fight for Ryan to take on. And and you look at some of the social medias that Ryan Garcia has, and I don't hear anything about it. I don't see nothing about it. I went on Javier's Twitter, and I got a Twitter from Javier from the camp. I'm going to read it in Spanish, and then I'll try to translate it in English. Read it in Spanish real quick. It says, acepté todo lo que me dijeron y aún así no quiso. It says, I accepted everything they told me, and even then, they didn't want.
Everything they asked for.
Everything they asked for. No, well, that's not what it really translates to, but de todo lo que me dijeron, everything they told me. So if you want to translate that into asked, that's cool. And it says, ni él ni su equipo de trabajo, y al igual que el inglés Luke Campbell, que ya tengo ese contrato firmado, y su promotor Eddie Hart tampoco. So he says that
neither him nor Luke Campbell want to fight because he's already signed the contract for Luke Campbell, but Eddie Hearn doesn't want that fight either.
Good translation, Champy. So I guess they're just kind of like saying no. Everybody's saying no. Nobody wants to fight Javier.
Again, Javier is very dangerous. If you've seen the Easter fight, if you've seen, the Douglas fight, I mean, look, if you've seen the Yandel Evans fight, I mean, Machado knocked out Evans, but remember that Javier did that 20 light years ago. So, he's not a slouch. He's just not technically the best, but I guess that awkwardness is what makes him dangerous.
Yeah, the little rough edges that he has makes him dangerous, and it's the dog in him that really makes him dangerous. I've seen the fights he's had that are with some tough opponents like Robert Easter. He shows up for the fight, man. I don't think I've ever seen him.
But do you guys think that this is because they said Steve Kim reported Ryan Garcia's side, I believe. Let me look at the exact quote or text that he used because, and I'm gonna screen share it.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Says, so sources say that there were efforts to make a fight by Golden Boy for Ryan Garcia and Javier Fortuna for late summer. Sampson Lewkowicz, who promotes Fortuna, says they were all aboard, but then we're told the fight was not accepted by Garcia's side. #boxing.
So how do you translate Garcia's side? Is that because it says sources say that there was efforts to make a fight by Golden Boy, not efforts to make a fight by Sampson, who promotes Javier. So if this is Golden Boy reaching out to Javier, that only leads me to believe that the next text, Garcia's side, is not Garcia's side, Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya, Eric Gomez, Ryan Garcia, and Eddie Reynoso in camp. No, Garcia's side is his father, his manager, his trainer. Golden Boy is Oscar and Eric Gomez. So I think there's Oscar and Eric are trying to get him fights, and he's turning them down. I mean, that's how I'm interpreting it.
I think that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They're trying to get him fights. They're trying to, I guess, like make it, I don't know, trying to work around the issues that they've had. And he's just, it's not going to happen. And, Steve makes a good point on Twitter saying that, he feels like Ryan Garcia is not ducking Fortuna, but that because they won a 7-figure payday, Golden Boy might have to skip a bunch of developmental fights in his career that they would want to give him and just throw him in the deep water. And honestly, like that's the big question. And that's the question that most of the time it comes down to in boxing in these scenarios is, do you let your fighter talk himself into doing the thing that he shouldn't do? Or do you protect him at all costs, even if he's making you look bad, even if he's making you seem, even if he's talking crap to you, like, do you protect him from himself? Or do you say, you know what? You want it? Go. Do it.
You have to.
What about Canelo and Lara? Yeah, what about Canelo and Trout?
I hear you, but Canelo and Ryan are on two different levels at this stage in their career. When Canelo decided to fight Trout, he had at least proved a little bit to us, something. You know what I mean? Ryan hasn't proved that. That's why we're waiting for a fight. I think it's totally different to put Ryan, who's got 20 fights, where Canelo had like maybe 30-something fights at that time, or very high 20s when he fought Trout. I'm pretty sure 30s maybe. But look, You gotta save him, Mario. This is a business at the end of the day. If I'm Oscar and Eric, I don't care what the young man is saying if my matchmaker and his trainer are saying something else. And that's what is happening. Ryan says he wants Gervonta. Ryan says he wants the world. But Reynoso said, give me 2 more fights. Then Eric Gomez is offering, Avery Sparrows of the world. And what was the other offer on the table? Abner Mars out of the ring 2 years. What else was on the table? Like, nothing dangerous was on the table. This is the first sign of danger.
I think that Javier Fortuna's more dangerous than Abner Mars? Even
Hell yeah.
2 years out of the ring?
Okay. Hell yeah, bro. Abner Mars is too small, man. Like I think Fortuna, I know Abner comes on the show a lot. I hope he don't get mad, but I think Fortuna gives Abner all types of hell. He's just too big, too awkward. Those punches gonna rain. I don't know. Am I crazy there? Is Abner big enough?
I was just asking because I was literally thinking about it for the first time. Like, trying to think, because it's one thing to ask the question, who do you think's better, pound for pound, right? Because that's not what we're asking. We're asking who's more dangerous for Ryan Garcia at this point. A guy who is clearly the better fighter between the two, but hasn't been in the ring in a long time. So it's a tough question. I was just thinking about it.
Listen, Abner,
like that said, he's bigger. He is bigger. He has danger, and his style of fighting is what would make it hell for Ryan. It's that rough and tough. Not that we're going to be guided by the same video all the time, but we've seen what Rolando Romero did to him in sparring early in his career. So you take little glimpses of that, and you wonder if he's able to put up and adjust and adapt to a style like that, a rough and tough style, or does he back up, high guard and just kind of panic. So we haven't seen Ryan yet there. We haven't seen him panic. We haven't seen him getting blasted with punches and see how he reacts and counterattacks. So yeah, Javier would be that guy that would allow us to see all that. I see Abner Mars going in there a little more calm, more technical, and game plan kind of strategy. Not that Home wouldn't have a game plan, but you know where I'm going with it.
Quick super chat from Jeffrey, who says Canelo and Garcia want out of their contracts. Watch. Yeah, it seems that way. Things with Canelo kind of died down. It seems like he's just, going through the motions. I think with Canelo it might be different because it was Golden Boy that got Canelo that deal. So I don't know if that extended anything, but he at least has anywhere from 8 to 9 fights left with the zone, right? Or I don't know. 8 to 7.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, look, we can't, like, everybody talks about this Canelo Golden Boy riff type of thing like it's something that's like a weird thing, but it's not. Like, everybody, when they reach a certain point, puts their own promotional company together. Mayweather did it, Cotto did it, Mosley did it for a little bit. Mike Tyson had his own promotional company. And technically, it wasn't his.
Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, everybody's done it. Even the Foreman boys have one.
Devin Alexander, About Billions, Broner.
The
Man
list
Down
goes,
Promotions. Everybody.
It just goes
Bomb
on and
Squad
on.
Promotions.
Exactly.
I told y'all before, all those. Whatever you want to put in front of promotions, that's just a secondary check and another way to write taxes off. Because remember, when you're a business, you're allotted a little more wiggle room on gains and losses. I'm telling you guys, they just showed these people how to treat themselves like a business. That's it. They just gave them education, and people are so upset about that. You know what I mean? They're like, no, they should just get a fight check. Well, he showed them how to get more than that.
Now, you can talk about how weird it is that, or not weird, but you could talk about the funniness of Ryan Garcia being, so close to Canelo, and the idea that Ryan Garcia is unhappy, and the idea that Canelo could try to make a real push at being a promoter by trying to steal Ryan. And, but those are just real far conspiracies. I think at this point, Ryan Garcia wants to get paid like he's a bigger star than he is. and Golden Boy doesn't want to put him in there with anybody that could probably beat him, and not because they're better than Ryan, but because Ryan's just not ready. So it's a tough question.
Let's give Ryan a little credit, right? Like, since Nesta deciphered that, that the Garcia side is the family, the manager, people around him that are in his ear. So it's like, what exactly caused him to say no? Is it the finances again? COVID, the crowd's not being...
I think it's the finances. It's always going to be the finances because you got to think, look, Pritchard Colon, in my opinion, lost his life. He can't do anything without the help of his family. So,
really?
So, he fought that dude that, oh my God, someone just fought him and beat him. We had him on the show. Thomas Delorme beat him. He fought the dude that, what fouled Pritchard Colon. Pritchard probably was making $2,000-$3,000 for that fight. Maybe $7,500 because he was Al Heyman's first Puerto Rican bred, like from Puerto Rico, not Danny, Philly Rican, from Puerto Rico, and they were pushing the hell out of him. They're pushing it. I mean, he was gonna be something. I got videos with him that still get hits. You know what I mean? So, it's just difficult, man. You got to be careful with these guys, and you don't know when you're gonna get hit. So for Ryan, he's like, well, Pritchard lost his life for $7,500. And it wasn't Javier Fortuna. And I think that's how Crawford's looking at it. Like, why am I taking a pay cut? I don't care about your fans. I understand. Believe me, I understand we're in a deficit. We're in a new land right now. But that doesn't change the landscape for me, though. Ain't nothing new about the ring. There's nothing new about the ring, and damn sure ain't nothing changed about Javier Fortuna. He's not gonna hit me any less, he's not gonna hit me softer because we're in a pandemic.
That's right.
So I'm not taking a pay cut. So yeah, maybe Ryan said no. I'm not about to fight Javier for this. Who knows? The truth is, who knows? If it's money, I can see people being upset with Ryan because it continues to be about money.
Yeah. And that's the situation. Like, when does a fighter make that decision? When, he's early in the stage. Terrence is already late in the stage already of his career. I mean, I could understand probably, understand Terrence a little more. And that's not to say that it can't happen to a young man. You go in the ring.
Wait. So what you saying? You could take more risks when you're younger?
No, that's what you gotta let me finish. When you're younger, and you're starting your career, you're fresher. You know what I'm saying? You supposedly have taken less hits if you didn't have a pretty bad amateur career. So it's like you're a little fresher. You tend to take more risks. So it's like totally understand. Getting in the ring, you risk your life every time, but there's factors to this. There's factors to this whole situation. It's not just clean cut like that. And we need to see him fight somebody, man. Like, how many guys is he going to turn down? And then he finally picks a guy that he feels like he can win, and all of a sudden the money's right. He's just going to be looking bad. He's going to constantly look bad. So you got to make a decision.
We got R. Jonesy that says Reynoso wants one more bum fight before a dog fight.
Yeah, and that's true. And that's true. He did that. And, they got a game plan. And obviously, game plan for Canelo.
I mean, it could be a bum, Doomy, but it's like me and you. Like if I'm going to fight a serious dude, I would want you to also want me to fight a semi-serious dude before I got in with the semi-dude. I mean, with the full dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, take me in levels.
True.
Take me in levels. And I'm not saying because I'm using me, because remember, I used Danny 5 years ago. Like, Danny, don't go straight up the welterweight. Don't do what Crawford did. Nah, your little ass better go 142, 144, 147, like greats of the past.
Okay, acclimate to that.
I promise you, I always wanted Danny's first fight at 147 to either be Malignaggi or Luis Collazo, but they went with Malignaggi. I mean, actually, they didn't go with Malignaggi. They went with Salka, then Peterson, then Malignaggi, or Salka, Peterson. Yeah, I think Salka, Peterson, Malignaggi. I don't know, something like that. Or maybe
but
Sako
look,
Peterson jab Zuda, Malignaggi, something like that, though.
I think this goes back to what Lou said. It's like we don't know exactly what's happening. Maybe the contracts are off, or maybe Ryan's dealing with something else on the side. Like, we don't know, right? For sure, we don't know all the details. But the way the optics are, they're not great. And it's like, if you're complaining about money, okay, I understand that. That's a fair point. You don't want to fight because the pandemic has taken down not your value, but value in general. But it's like, if you're still getting these offers to fight guys that you should blow out, and it's the minimum of your offers, like, why aren't you taking this? I don't get it. It's like the risk reward factor, that ratio has to be understood. And you're either furthering your career or you're sitting and waiting to cash yourself out. Like, I don't get it, because you want to step in there with dogs and get paid the way that people get paid, the way that fighters get paid to step in with dogs, then you're in a whole new world that you've been in. You got to realize that. So I understand from that perspective, Golden Boy protecting him, but it's like, yo, I mean, if this kid won't even take, short money to fight a dude that he's going to blow out in 1 or 2 rounds, then something's up. Like, it's something different.
I get what you're saying, because you're right. He didn't take $50,000 pay cut and take the $200,000 to fight the no-name that Reynoso needs to keep working on fundamentals. And now we're also hearing that he's not taking Javier Fortuna for an undisclosed amount. Obviously, we don't know the amount, and we're assuming it's about finances, but what else could it be? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you don't want to fight a name if you ain't getting paid for that name. Everyone says it, It's like, oh, the money might not be right for that fight. And that happens on all levels, even a prospect like Ryan,
Is this strictly
he won
due to
7 figures? Where'd you get that from? He won 7 figures, you said, right? Mario, did you freeze?
Oh yeah, that's what Steve said. Steve, after his text that
isn't that a mill?
I mean, it's his tweet that Doomy read. Yeah, he said, this is what Steve put after that tweet that Doomy read. He said, my view is that Ryan Garcia is not ducking Fortuna, but they want 7-figure paydays. So that might mean Golden Boy have to skip several rungs up developmental fights and just throw him in deep waters, in my view.
Here's the thing. Remember, he's looking at himself like, I came up with Gervonta. I fought Haney numerous times. These dudes are getting real money. One is laughing at me. One is saying, I need to return my Ferrari. The other is making $1 million for a nameless fighter. I think he's just putting his foot down. But the problem is, whoever's telling him this stuff, they not saying, bro, you not a champion. Gervonta's a champion. No. Haney's a champion. When you get a belt, your pay goes up. That's not me telling you tongue in cheek. That is part of the sport. Gervonta took $75,000 versus Pedraza, and now he's making $1 million. You gotta sacrifice. Like, I don't know who's talking to Ryan, what contracts he's seen. It's crazy. Maybe Canelo was like, yo, look, they was giving me this. But Canelo's totally different. And maybe, again, Canelo's like, okay, yeah, I bring the Mexican crowd, but you're Mexican-American. And look how many Americans you've already captivated. I don't know what's going on. But he should not be talking about money on this level. Like, these fights ain't even that serious. You know what I mean? Like, Fortuna, I get it. But I don't even think, can we find what Robert Easton made for the fight Fortuna? And he was a champ. I'm going to Google that.
Yo, I think the one thing, too, we have to really think about is, who are these sources we keep getting? Like, I don't know if it would be in Golden Boy's best interest to put these stories out, but if you have a fighter who's refusing to fight and you know that the optics will not be in his favor if fans keep hearing, that's the one thing that you can't do in boxing. You can't continue to hear your name with another person's name and not expect fight fans to get excited. So now fighting Fortuna is a thing that's in my head, and I know I could have got that. And now I've realized, well, somebody stopped me from getting that. Well, now I need to know who stopped me from getting that. Well, that's who I'm mad at. And you're always going to go to the fighter, So these are, could be very strategic, things that are happening.
See, this is Ryan overvaluing himself. Mikey receives $1 million. Easter receives 500,000. Easter versus Rancy Bartholomew, $250 a pop. Meanwhile, Ryan turning down $200K for a no name. There's just obviously discrepancies with the worth of the fighters. The fighters, some certain fighters, if you ain't done nothing, they need to start checking them. They need to start look, bro, get a reality check. You ain't on that level yet. Cause this don't make no sense. I mean, Easter, he was a champ versus Mikey. That was unification. That gotta be wrong. That gotta be wrong. That don't even make sense. Let me see, the source of that is Boxing News. That sounds crazy for unification.
He didn't get $1 million at least? Jesus.
Insane for unification. Let me tell you that. I don't know.
Well, it was the lightweight division. It was a regular. No, it was a Fox card. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. That is a little weird. I mean, listen, they're underpaid no matter what. That's a bad check to me for Robert Easter.
More context for Ryan. Luis Ortiz fought Buxino tournament veteran. He's a vet. In Rajvan Kazanu. Not a no-name for $200,000 like Ryan. Luis had to fight Rajvan Kazanu for $200,000. So you could just see the difference there. They are treating him with kid gloves, and he's just being, I think, a little bit. I mean, if it's about money again, right? Like, it just seems weird to me, man. It really
I
does.
agree, and that's what I'm trying to say. Is I think that Golden Boy is getting tired of it, and I'm not gonna accuse them of trying to sabotage their fighter. I don't think that's what this is, but you got to wonder how frustrated they are. Would they be willing to release stories to Steve Kim and to other people saying, "Yo, Ryan turned this down," and then knowing that S Storm is going to hit Ryan directly in the face.
You think Ryan could be trying to sit out like Mikey? And second question is, thing is, I believe they're leaking it. Why wouldn't they? Like, public perception is everything. Oscar's doing it himself. He don't gotta leak it. When Oscar, you got Ryan literally calling his promoter a hater. Of course it's them leaking it. He literally did it on public on Twitter. Like, Ryan didn't want to take the fight, so we moving on with the future. Like,
Virgil.
He ain't got time for your games.
Yeah, and I agree with them.
No, and this is exactly what I'm saying. That audio that I sent you, I listened to it a little bit more, and I heard Eddie Hearn saying some was interesting to me. That he spoke something along the lines that like some boxers are not agreeing, to fight, for certain pay or whatnot, and during this time it's like it's getting a little difficult. So I think that he went into saying that some of these fighters are probably going to get told listen, it's not working out. You don't want to fight the fights we want to fight, or you don't want to do this or that. So I think that some of these promoters are prepared to let go of some of these fighters. I think that Ryan Garcia, they're putting up with Ryan Garcia's quote unquote diva status or whatever he's you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? I say he just wants more. He wants to hold himself in higher value, whatever you want to call it. They're not. How long they're gonna put up with it?
Listen,
as long as they believe that he's a superstar, they're gonna keep putting up with it.
Top Rank literally put on boxing the other day for less than $40,000.
It wasn't less than 40.
Yeah. The main event was Gabriel Flores. He only got 20,000. I thought he was getting 75.
But you're talking about the main event.
That is the main event.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about the whole card.
The whole card is less than 40.
The whole card costs less than 40. I saw the numbers.
Bruh, listen, just check it out.
At least got up to 60, 70.
How? Everybody else was
I didn't add it. I just saw the numbers.
I didn't add it either, but everybody else was under 10,000.
Yeah.
And it was bro, see if you can find that tweet just so we could go through it. But the point, because, regardless if it's 40 or 60, it's extremely low. Okay? We're talking about guys making $500,000, and now we're talking about one card arguably being 20,000 difference between 40 or 60,000 that they put it on. So I think Doomy is spot on. I didn't even think about it like that. Listen, Fox just let go. That contract, that Porter guy, he probably don't got no more because they cut the show. Fox let go employees. Everyone's let go employees. This is a real pandemic. So if promoters decide to let your ass go, I see it. Ryan better be careful. The thing is, Ryan's a star. If the zone lets him go, someone's gonna dig into their war chest and say, okay, we're not supposed to spend, but this kid is worth spending for.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And this is crazy because it all makes sense. It all makes sense. So Ryan Garcia is holding steadfast, and he's able to because, like he has that following. He has all that glamour. Kid's a good-looking kid. You know what I'm saying? You could do a lot with him. You could put him in movies, commercials, whatever you may have you. So that's why they're holding on. But, kudos to Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's
let me cut you guys. Jesus Christ. Hey, Phil, why you ain't text me? I should have known. I told you to call in at 9:30 sharp. Apologies. Good morning, Mr. Greco. How are you? How is Niagara Falls treating you? Are you guys back open? Because I want to report that boxing can actually come to New Jersey. Casinos are open at 25% capacity. So are other things, restaurants and stuff. So, you can always bring Lucas' body down here and get body.
I was actually enjoying listening to you guys. I actually didn't mind. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're good. Well, listen, isn't your fighter in Ryan's division? And I mean, what sort of sense?
Hey, you know what? I called it the perfect time because the subject was on. So, my fighter is in Ryan Garcia's weight class. My fighter wants to fight guys like Ryan Garcia, guys like David Haney, guys like Gervonta Davis. He's only 9-0 with 9 knockouts in 9 months. He's moving fast, but he also understands that he has to learn and earn his way up there. So now he's scheduled to fight hopefully soon for a regional belt that's going to bring him close to the top 10. That's my goal, to get him there. But I've had conversations with all the boxing people, including Mr. De La Hoya, about my fighter. I'm personally with him. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of options that he can take. We're taking our time.
Phil, let me interrupt you. Are you jogging or something? You got a lot of wind back there. Can you, I don't know, maybe it's the earpiece touching the shirt?
No, there's a lot of wind by the lake. I live right in front of the lake, so let me see if I can go somewhere else. Hold on.
Bless.
Is it better?
Man. Yes, it is.
Got the wind blowing.
Yeah, so I'm right in front of the lake. So I just took my little daughter out for a little stroll. We're just walking, her and I. So it's morning rituals.
So what do you think? Is Ryan Garcia being underpaid here? Does he have, like, I don't know, an argument during this pandemic?
Sure he does.
Okay, let us know.
Sure he does. First of all, number one, he has the best content on social media by far. He has the most engagement on social media, by far. So yeah, he's also becoming popular outside the boxing circle, not just in the boxing circle. He's very popular outside the boxing circle because of his social media following, because of the engagement that he gets. So yes, I mean, I don't know what he's asking. That I don't know, but if he's asking for a little extra, probably he has an argument. I'm not sure what it is.
Let me throw a hypothetical out there. As a fight fan, not as a manager, but as a fight fan, do you think that it's worth it to DAZN to pay Ryan $1 million to face Javier Fortuna?
I think, can Ryan have people subscribe to DAZN? Does he have that power? I'm not sure. I mean, social media is one thing. Can you convert those social media followers to DAZN? Maybe yes, maybe no. So it's a gamble. Does DAZN want to gamble? Just like Eddie Hearn. There was a meme on Eddie Hearn. He's like, do you want to gamble? Yes, I want to play. I want to gamble. I don't know if you've ever seen that one. But does DAZN want to gamble on Ryan Garcia? I think it's a good it's a good gamble because he's very popular. And he can fight, right? So that's my argument. He can fight. He's popular. He's good looking. Why not take a shot?
Yeah, Phil, but how long do you allow this to go on? Like, and I'm not just talking about with Ryan Garcia. I'm just asking in general. How long do you allow this to go on? Because we don't know how long the state of boxing and really the world is going to be in this situation. So at what point do you have to kind of sit your fighter down and have that hard luck talk with them?
Well, I think a lot of fighters that are going to be suffering, they're already suffering right now, especially. I don't feel bad for the fighters that are championship fighters. I feel bad for the journeyman. I feel bad for the up-and-coming fighters, just like my fighter, Lucas, that's being robbed out of his prime right now because of this pandemic. I feel bad for the fighters that don't have a contract with a promoter. I feel bad for fighters that don't have a contract with a manager and they're up-and-coming. So the ones that actually are making a living, then they have to make a business decision and act like a businessman. Hey, I guess I got to take a pay cut. It's part of the business. Everyone else is. So will I.
I mean, how do you really think that these journeymen's, like, on top of the fact that they're already getting paid, less money than all the other, I guess more popular fighters, do you think that their pay is cut even more because of the pandemic? I mean, it's already low as it is. Do you think they're getting cuts on top of cuts?
You know what? The journeymen, they're the ones that are desperate. And unfortunately, the promoters, the managers, the advisors, they're the ones that are going to take advantage of the situation and say to the journeyman, hey, either you take this or we got 10 other guys waiting in line. So I feel bad. I feel bad for the journeyman. I feel bad for the up-and-coming fighters because they're being robbed out of their prime, and also a way of making an earning.
And when do you tell Ryan Garcia, okay, look, listen, we understand you're a star fighter, you have the following, you have everything going for you, but we need to stick to a game plan where we can further your career in front of the public, especially in front of the hardcores. How hard? I mean, how dangerous of a fight do you consider Javier Fortuna being with him, and how much money would you think Ryan would want or should get in order to take that fight?
I think 500,000 is fair. 300, 400,000 is fair. But I don't know the details of his contract. I don't know the details of the whole situation behind him, why he's arguing. So I cannot really give you a fair assessment on what my opinion would be. But he's asking for $1 million. Maybe, look, you know what? Let's meet halfway. 500,000, 600,000. Let's see, show the world what you're about. Beat this guy. He's a world beater. You beat him. Hey, you know what? Now you move up. Now you move up another ladder. You go up the ladder. Now your next fight will be $250,000. He has that. You see, it's also about timing. So he has that star power. This kid, he has it. But unfortunately, due to this pandemic, everybody is suffering. So either everyone needs to adjust or they get left behind. So I guess he needs to adjust because from the rumors, what it looks like is that already Golden Boy, they're moving on to other fighters because he didn't want to take the fight with Javier Fortuna for whatever reason it is.
So Phil, I mean, I want to get back to you and your fighter. What are you doing? Because you haven't been able to sign Lucas to a big promoter or a television contract yet. So how are you, I guess, fending for your fighter at this moment? What's
Yeah, so we were gonna have him scheduled because this kid's just like dying to fight, and we were gonna get a decent opponent for a regional belt, possibly do it in Mexico because Mexico's allowing fights with no fans. But I had to make a decision and say, you know what, it's not a good idea because the coronavirus in Mexico is still strong. Let's just wait on that. So I've been working hard on putting a fight possibly at the end of the year. I have a big project, huge project in the works for the city of Niagara Falls. I think let me surprise you. It's going to surprise a lot of people once this project is complete that I've been trying to put on. I don't want to say so much, but if it does work out, it's going to surprise a lot of people. What I can say is you got Vegas. You have Barclays Center as a venue, major venues. You have LA. What other venues do you have? So fight fans, they're dying for a new city. They're dying for a new venue. They're dying for something new. Niagara Falls, you know, a lot of people know about Niagara Falls, but maybe they want to visit one day, but this gives them an excuse to go check out Niagara Falls, one of the 7 wonders of the world, 50 million visitors per year. You got casinos, you have attractions, you have nice restaurants. You know, for the fellas, you got beautiful strip clubs around the city. You got everything, and I would call it just like the north side of Las Vegas, just a little town, but it has that attraction. Back in the day, you had people going to Atlantic City from New York. Well, everyone knows that Atlantic City is not the same anymore. So those people from New York, they're dying for a getaway. You know, people from LA, they go to Vegas. They drive 5-6 hours. Why not have the people from New York come down to the Falls and see a live boxing fight and
Phil,
at the same time get entertained?
Is it difficult for you to get your fighter on Top Rank? It just seems like that should be right up your alley. A lot of guys that are fighting on these new Tuesday and Thursday shows are not signed to Top Rank, and you know they're taking the exposure over the money. You know, we're seeing guys get paid $3,500, you know, $2,500, $7,500, but they're on television and otherwise getting eyes and eyeballs on them that wouldn't normally be watching them. Have you contacted Bob since they're doing so many shows?
I'm in the works right now of contacting Top Rank. I also have, me and David Skovich, we're working together. He's my advisor on this management group that I got going on.
Who?
Yes.
Say his name again?
David Iskovich. David Iskovich. He used to be the CFO of Golden Boy, Rock Nation. Him and I working together closely. So we have a plan. We're going to contact Top Rank as well for him to get us some exposure. We'll even, this kid is willing to fight for free. I mean, here you got a kid self-funding his.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, this kid has been self-funding his career, and he's like, fuck it, I'll fight for free. He'll even fight for free, no problem. So that's a manager's dream, to have a kid that's willing to leave no stone unturned. That's why, this kid he just wants to fight. He's good looking. He's very quiet, charismatic. He hits like a truck. He just has to go out there and prove himself. It's too bad that he hasn't, because we were going to have a big fight May 16th in Niagara Falls for a regional belt. I remember I was going to invite you next year to the event, but all the stuff got us, I guess Corona had other plans.
Got everything held up.
Definitely. I remember David. Now I want that story, man. I Googled him.
Yeah.
I was actually the only picture that shows up. I was actually at that press conference when they had the first press conference for Daniel Gill and Miguel Cotto. How'd you hook up with David, and what's he been up to ever since I guess Rock Nation went to nowhere?
Oh, Dave and I've known Dave a long time, many years. I think he's just doing some consulting for some people, some fighters, and him and I just connected really well. I know that him and I work very good together, and he's helping me with the project that I'm trying to launch for Niagara Falls, a big boxing series in Niagara Falls. I'll say that much, and so Dave's been good. He's a quiet guy. He's not one of those guys that likes to do interviews and stuff. So Yeah.
No, I know. It was like pulling teeth with him. I remember, but he had a lot of dreams for boxing, man. You know.
Oh, for sure. He still has. I mean, he still gets hit up to take over some. I don't know. I don't want to speak about his business, but he's always has interest always in him. There's always an interest in him,
Yeah.
and just him and I. I know him for years. He's the one that gave me the contract for Golden Boy. I remember back in the day. So we connected, and that's it. But we're working on big projects, and I'm willing to sign other fighters. I'm looking for fighters that I can take to the next level. I mean, there's not enough. Here's the problem with boxing. There's not enough hustlers. A lot of fighters, they just wait for that call. They wait and wait and wait. I didn't wait. I went to go hustle. I went to go introduce myself to everybody and build these relationships with people, because I always knew that I was going to do this after my career. You know how many notes I used to take? I was always coming up about the business of boxing, managing. If this situation happens, what I do. I had notes. I said, I want to do this. One day when I get older, this is what I'm going to do. I used to take notes. So there's not enough hustlers in boxing. I'll tell you that right now. Not enough. And if you're saying that there is, I'm not impressed.
Nah, I'm not saying it is. I want to see you be a hustler, man. I want to see you get Lucas Body on Top Rank. I mean, they're doing shows like today. We're gonna see a show where one of the guys we interviewed about a month ago, Rolando Nano Vargas. I think he's only making like 5,000. Maybe even less than that. So yeah, I mean they're getting on TV, and neither one, him nor his opponent, they're both undefeated. One is 10-0, one is 5-0, but neither one of them are signed to Top Rank. So. Yeah, I mean they're definitely putting people on.
If Top Rank is listening right now, or any of them from Top Rank, I'll tell you that right now. My fighter will even fight for free. That's FREE, free. That's how confident he is. That's how good he is. He knows his worth, and he's not gonna fight for free all the time. But he'll do just this one for free, and he will The goal is for him to fight for a regional belt next. He doesn't want to fight just a regular fight anymore. I mean, the kid's 26 years old. He's in prime time. He's in Montreal right now, sparring world-class fighters in Montreal. You know, Montreal, they got a lot of great fighters over there. So he's there right now sparring with some good quality fighters. I said, stay in shape, keep the weight low, because something is going to pop up hopefully in the summertime. So the kid wants to fight. He just wants to fight, man. And it sucks that he's being robbed out of his time, and people can't really get to see the type of individual, the type of fighter that he is, because I guess coronavirus had other plans for everybody, not just him, but for everybody in the world. But
he was very active, Phil Lucas, but in 2019. Was that the same type of schedule you guys had in mind for him for 2020 before this COVID happened?
No, we're gonna slow it down. We were gonna raise the quality of opponents and slow down the inactivity. We were gonna fight for obviously a belt that was gonna get him world ranked, and he knows that once you're world ranked, there's no going back to fighting, lower level opposition, and that's what he wanted. He goes, man, I want to fight all these top guys. I say, okay, well. These are the steps. There are certain steps. Like, he can't just get there, and he knows that he has to earn his way up, and that's what he was supposed to do this year. Well, this year's not over yet. We're in the 6th month. I like to say we're in the 6th round, guys. We're down, but we're not out. This is June, the 6th round, 6th month. We're down, but not out. Let's wait and see what happens in the next 6 months. What can unfold for the boxing world.
And this show in Niagara Falls that you were putting together, Lucas Badie is from Niagara Falls, right? In Ontario?
Yes. Yeah.
Was this to kind of gain more popularity locally? Just work on his star power, I guess, locally.
The kid is a celebrity here locally. I mean, he'll sell out an arena, no problem. This is something where Top Rank could take notes, where they need to have fights in other cities. I remember Dana White and Eddie Hearn did a podcast. And if Eddie Hearn is smart enough, Dana White tells him, Eddie, this is the time where you go explore different cities. You go put on fights in different venues. And this kid is part of that plan for boxing to go and visit other venues, because boxing fans, they're dying for new venues. Where else do you guys go? You go to Vegas, you go to Barclays Center, and there's fights in LA. Other than that, where is also a major attraction for boxing? We got Montreal, once in a blue moon, but there's no really major cities. Boxing is a small sport. And
so what is it
imagine
that you
now
need?
having another city.
I mean, if you're calling this,
what is it that I need?
You're calling this like the Las Vegas of New York, or what you call it?
I'm not calling it the Las Vegas, but it's an entertainment city.
All right. So what is it? What is
sure.
it that you need to get it off the ground? Because I mean, last you and I talked, you said you were talking to the mayor. So what is the, I guess, bump in the road?
we were gonna start May 16th, and then this happened. So I can't do anything because the commissioner.
So it's only the pandemic.
Yes, of course. So the fact that I'm waiting for the commissioner here because they're strict. If the commissioner allows to make me put on the show for maybe October, November, that's when we're looking at to do something in Niagara Falls. You know, but like I said, I'm working very hard on other stuff, and I've been working on this project for a long time.
So
it just sucks.
Has normal tourism resumed in Niagara Falls? Because it is a tourist location. So have they allowed, I mean, minimum capacity, 25%? Are they still on lockdown?
Yeah. No, they're starting to open up, you know, restaurants, bars, all that stuff, but with minimum capacity, of course. And the fact the matter is, we just have to wait till everything opens up properly. I don't know when that's gonna happen, if that's gonna happen ever again. I don't know. Like, it sucks, guys. It's just
but my question is more like I said, in New Jersey, we are already back to 25% in casinos. So
I get that. How much money are you gonna make in 25%? Let's say I do an arena, 5,000 people, and I'm only allowed 1,000 people. How's the promoter, how's the event organizer going to make any money if he has no TV? You tell me. It's hard, right? So you have to wait until things open up a little more so you can actually at least break even. You don't want to be in this game to lose money just to say that you did a fight. It's not good business.
Damn. So we're hoping November things change.
We're hoping November things change.
But in November, you're hoping what? 100% capacity, 50% capacity?
No way. I'll be happy with 50%. With 50%, I'll be pretty happy with it. If we can do 50% capacity, then, you know, there's a good chance of doing it and starting the series. Because my goal is to start a boxing series in Niagara Falls. Just like you have Brooklyn boxing, now you're going to have Niagara Falls boxing. You know, not just a one-time type of event, often. I have the venue, brand new venues. We have the support from the city, the support from the city mayor, city council. When you have the support of the city mayor and city council, that's a huge plus, because then they're willing to work with you. When the city's willing to work with your project, that's when you know you could actually do pretty much anything and make it happen, where there won't be as many hiccups. So I've talked to most boxing people about it too. Top Rank probably might look for something for new venues, new city. I got a new city, a new venue for them. You know.
Well, Phil, look, man, we wish you luck, and I know you're back there with the kids, but definitely get in touch with Top Rank, man. Remember, they picked up that Mexico fight card. I mean, obviously Navarrete was on it, but everything else on there was nothing, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't see why any big-time promoter wouldn't put their, you know, decent level fighter to main event your card, to give you the TV time, to allow body to be on TV. That being said, give everyone your social media. If you have the management's company social media, whatever you want to give out, do so at this time. Thank you, obviously, for coming on and talking some boxing and, just letting us know everything that's happening with you and Lucas.
I appreciate you having me on. Pretty much my social media. Just search Phil Greco. Very simple, and you'll see. I got the blue check mark, so there's only one Phil Greco, and yeah, man. We'll do it again. I'll keep you guys posted. My fighter, he's hungry, he's training. Follow him at Prince Body.
All right.
Prince Body.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Phil Greco. Phil, I don't want to hang up on you, so if you're gonna, you can stay on if you want, but
I'm gonna watch it for sure. I'll say, guys,
all right.
Take care. Have a good day.
You too. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Former fighter, welterweight, Phil Greco, now managing Prince Lucas Body, 9-0, 9 KOs. And, yeah, man, trying to bring boxing to Niagara Falls. Me and Doomy were actually talking about this earlier, or was it yesterday? I don't know, but we were talking about it. And the first thing comes to mind for Doomy is, yeah, man, they got guys jumping off barrels over there in Niagara Falls.
What?
Yeah, it was this morning, like, we were just talking on the pre-pro, and I'm like, wait, like, there's a thing, like, people go to Niagara Falls and, like, put themselves in a barrel and then just, like, toss themselves over the Niagara Falls, and it was, like, a thing for a while. People would throw themselves off.
People were just dying. Like that doesn't make any. Do they survive?
Yeah, people would survive. It was.
Whoa!
Look into that. It's out of this. Out of this world.
Bruh, I would never do that in my life. Yeah, but man, I like Lucas Body. We got to interview him a couple months ago. He's a good kid. If you haven't seen him, go check him out. He's got power, I think, in both hands, pretty well balanced, and he's a good kid, man. He seems really hungry, and I think Phil's looking out for his best interests, and I'm glad. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, we had that talk the other day about boxing in high school, right? And how that would open up like so many jobs for boxers that, get to a point where their career's done, they don't want to fight anymore, whatever the case may be. And they would have these, coaching jobs or, whatever. And unfortunately, that's not the case. And so these are the types of things that boxers can have open to them that keeps them in the field and uses their expertise. And at the same time goes a long way to protect younger fighters from the pitfalls that, the guy that came before you had to go through. So I think that's what is great about, guys like Phil getting into the management because they understand the way the sport is. They understand the pitfalls, and they can guide and protect these young fighters so that they only have to worry about fighting. And that's never the case. What boxers only have to worry about fighting? You know what I mean? Like the Canelos of the world, maybe, but
Cream, bro.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
So we should be adding Javier Fortuna. Hopefully he's got good internet. And
yo.
Javier, prende la cámara. De lo mío.
Ya estoy oscuro con eso.
Bueno, we got a translator, so Doomy, you're going to be the translator. We're going to go ahead and get this thing started. We do have
aquí.
Estamos ya, hermano.
Ahora sí. Dame ver. Vamos a ponerte para la gente que tenga en vivo ahí.
Funny, my first translation was Javier.
All right, so let's get this thing started, man. Tell him I'm going to ask him some stuff that obviously he's already answered, but I want the world to know that if he can just tell us where he's at right now.
Javier, ¿quieres saber la gente aquí en TPV que a dónde estás ahora tú mismo, presentemente? Se frizó un poco.
Call him froze up.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right, we're going to have to wait for him to come back.
Si nos oyes, está frisado. Vamos a esperar que tú vengas para atrás.
No, ya, ahora sí, estoy aquí ahora. ¿Me ven?
Ok, te oímos.
Yes. Sí.
Bueno, la pregunta era ¿y a dónde estás ahora presente? ¿Cómo te encontrás? Esperemos que estés de buena salud.
Sí, me encuentro ahora mismo en Puerto Rico, en el campo de entrenamiento, entrenando desde enero.
Yeah, he's been in Puerto Rico training in his camp since January.
Beautiful. So, Axum, does that mean that if a fight can materialize, would he be able to take it, being as though that Puerto Rico is part of America, right?
Quiero preguntarte, Nes, que si una pelea se materializa, se viene o se hace, ¿puedes tú pelear en los Estados Unidos? Porque Puerto Rico esencialmente es parte de los Estados Unidos.
Sí, yo puedo pelear, puedo pelear en cualquier tipo de parte de Estados Unidos, estamos puestos.
Yeah, he's like he can fight in any part of the United States. Puerto Rico's, part of it. So
beautiful. So we'll get right into it. I mean, can he tell us in his own words why he thinks the fight with Ryan Garcia isn't going to take place?
Bueno, en tus palabras, Javier, ¿tú crees que la pelea contra Ryan Garcia, ¿por qué falló la pelea? ¿Por qué se cayó? ¿Cuál razón tú crees?
Hay una sola razón nada más, porque es cobarde.
Only one reason, man. He's a coward.
Es cobarde, uno no puede decir, es cobarde, pero el más cobarde de todo eso es Luke Campbell. Es el más cobarde de todo, Luke Campbell.
So Ryan Garcia is a coward, but the one that's more of a coward is Luke Campbell.
Ask him, why is Luke Campbell more of a coward?
¿Y por qué Luke Campbell es un poco más cobarde para ti?
Un poco no, es el más cobarde principal, porque la pelea estaba filmada desde enero.
Okay.
La pelea estaba filmada. Y siempre entre él y Eddie Hearn lo que quieren sacarme a mí de circulación, porque ahora mismo están poniendo que quieren poner a que Luke Campbell y David Hearn, y claro está, Luke Campbell es inglés, Eddie Hearn es inglés, David Hearn es americano, quieren sacar a mí del plan para poner a Luke Campbell y serlo campeón. Ese es el plan de ellos, pero es la cobardía que ellos tienen, por eso que no se le ha dado nada a lo que ellos están planeando.
Yeah, he says not just a little bit more coward. He is the biggest coward because he feels like him and Eddie Hearn are kind of trying to push him out of the circulation, trying to probably go out towards the Devin Haney route, English fighter with American fighter. But ultimately, he feels like it's just cowardness. They're trying to avoid him.
But isn't he the mandatory?
Can you ask?
I'm sorry, Mario.
Yeah. No, that's what I was going to ask. Go ahead.
Isn't he the mandatory to the WBC?
¿No eres tú el mandatorio para la WBC?
Todo el mundo sabe que soy el número uno a WBC y me eligieron a Luke Campbell porque ahora hay un campeón en la WBC regular, de parte de los aparte de los Machenko hay un campeón regular que es David Henning, campeón regular, no es el campeón de homemade, de correo electrónico, ese es el campeón que reclamó su corona y se regaló.
No, espérate, hay que traducir eso.
Eso es lo que es un campeón de homemade, eso es lo que lee.
Yo, tell him that, dude.
Y yo gané mi mandatoria, todo el mundo la vieron con André Cuellar.
Yeah, he says that he's an email champion. Is that the correct translation?
Yeah. He said he's a champion, homemade champion, and he's an email champion. Wow. But so wait, so ask him, can he not take his shot at Haney instead? Because it seems like that's more of a makeable fight. Because Luke Campbell's in the UK. You know what I mean?
Luke Campbell está en la UK y ahorita como no están dándole el permiso a la gente para ir a otros países, ¿no sería tal vez una pelea más fácil para hacer con Devin Haney? ¿Tú no le tiras a Devin Haney?
Yo quisiera pelear con Devin, no en Estados Unidos, no, sino en la habitación de la mamá o del papá de él.
All right, so the translation, he's like, he would love to fight Devin Haney. I mean, even his mom's or his dad's, I'll fight him.
Como están buscando un estudio para pelea, sea con Garcia, con Luke Cameron, se quisiera pelear con David Haney, pero en la habitación del papá o de la mamá de cualquier que sea en la casa de él, yo peleo.
He said, look, right now, since boxing is just coming back and they need studios and, it's a pandemic, that he said he'll fight Devin Haney in his mother or his father's house. He don't care. He coming for everybody, man. I love it. Mario, you got anything? I'm gonna check up the Patreon questions.
Real quick, can you ask him how long ago did he get the Ryan Garcia offer?
Mario te quiere preguntar, Javier, que hace cuánto tiempo tú recibiste esa oferta para la pelea de Ryan.
De Ryan.
Ajá.
Ellos querían hacer una estrategia, pero primero ellos le dijeron a mi promotor 3 semanas antes del día 4 de julio, para el día 4 de julio, 3 semanas antes, a donde yo vengo desde enero entrenando para pelear con un zurdo. Le dijeron 3 semanas antes a mi promotor sobre esa pelea, y el promotor, claro, él mismo me dijo a mí que para esa pelea no, y mi entrenador tampoco, y yo también le dijimos que no, por la razón de que 3 semanas antes, no, poco tiempo, y yo vengo entrenando desde enero por una pelea con un zurdo. Entonces volvieron e insistieron, a veces yo iba a decir que no, para sacarme por las redes, a criticar, a decir que yo soy un cobarde, que esto y lo otro. Me dijeron que para final de agosto, y yo inmediatamente me dijeron, no terminé, que el promotor mío me dijera sobre la pelea, y así, fírmela, vamos a firmarla. Y se le dio tiempo a él hasta el viernes para que firmara el contrato y echaron para atrás.
All right, so initially he got the offer 3 weeks before the scheduled fight that he was supposed to have. He's been training for that fight since January, and you know, he's been training for a southpaw since January. You know, he talked to his promoter, and they talked some more, and then they were supposed to sign the contract the week before, and they didn't sign the contract.
Man. Okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, Ness.
I was just gonna say, what is Sampson telling him now? What is Lewkowicz telling him now? Like, since there's no Ryan, there's no Campbell, what happens now? He's been training since January.
Javier, has estado entrenando desde enero y ahora Ryan Garcia obviamente no está tomando la pelea. ¿Qué te está diciendo Sampson, tu promotor, en la trayectoria donde tú vas ahora? ¿Para dónde van?
Yo estoy esperando cualquier tipo de los campeones, lo que es Lomachenko, David Haney, Gianbota David, que lo que tenga ahí, cualquiera, o Teófimo López, lo que tenga ahí para pelear con cualquiera de ellos. Yo estoy dispuesto a pelear con quien sea.
Yeah, he's waiting for the champs. You know, he mentioned the champions, any of the available champions. That's what he's waiting for.
So, ask him what has the WBC told him, because he was supposed to fight Haney, then they gave Haney a voluntary, and they scheduled Campbell Fortuna for the eliminator. But now with the pandemic, what happens to that eliminator, or does he still have to take it? Is he the mandatory?
Yeah, it's a lot. The WBC, ¿qué te está diciendo la WBC? Porque al principio te habían dado a Devin Haney, pero después le dieron un voluntario a Devin Haney. Entonces, ¿qué te está diciendo la WBC?
Voluntario no. Le dieron sí, a David Haney. David Haney a mí me quieren sacar del lado de David Haney, que no quieren pelear. David Haney no quiere pelear conmigo, no quiere pelear ahí conmigo.
They're taking him away. He feels like they just don't want to fight.
He said that basically that you got to translate it. They're protecting him. He said lo están sacando de mi lado. It was like they're protecting him. Sí. But why you think that? Ask him why he thinks that.
¿Qué tú crees eso? ¿Qué te da el entendimiento para tú decir, okay, esa es la razón?
Sí, porque él he looks like he could fight.
Pero él estaba hablando que quiere pelear, que quería pelear, y me dijeron que se le dijo que sí, que la pelea iba. Y yo no, que déme tiempo para entrenar, que déme tiempo, que vengo de una lesión, que aquello. Por él estaba hablando que quería pelear por los mejores, con el mandatorio. Y ahora viene con excusa.
Yeah, he just made excuses. He said that he wanted to fight, you know, some of the best, and he's just making excuses, and you know, he needed more training, and there was always something. So he just feels like
I do remember Haney saying something like, you know, it was after the shoulder injury. I look, ask him, does he care to see Devin Haney get a tune-up since he was coming off the shoulder injury, or would he, you know, like, he doesn't care if people thinks that Haney wasn't 100%?
Si te importa a ti que si Devin Haney toma un tune-up entre medio de su, you know, porque él se lastimó el hombro. Entonces, sí. Si te importa si él toma un tune-up entre medio de la pelea.
Si forma un...
Tune-up in between him.
How do we
him,
say tune-up in Spanish?
¿Ah?
How do you say tune-up in Spanish?
Un tune-up es un tune-up. Tú sabes lo que un tune-up es una pelea.
Una lesión.
Sí, una pelea que tú tomas en intermedio de tal vez una pelea más grande para prepararte. Un tune-up. Algo para
que David Henry tome. Que David Henry tome como una por el medio para luego volver a pelear conmigo.
Así
sí,
mismo.
déjame explicarte, porque lo que está pasando es que recuérdate que él se lastimó el brazo. Entonces, al lastimarse el brazo y después hacerse la cirugía, él quería tomar una pelea, tú sabes, para ver cómo está el brazo. Y yo te estoy preguntando si tú no crees que eso está bien, porque si tú estás dolorido y tú vas a hacer cirugía, yo no quiero que tú tomes una pelea con Vasily Lomachenko, porque tú tienes menos chance de ganar porque tú no estás 100%.
Pues entonces, ¿a qué se pone él de bocón? Porque los negros estadounidenses son bocones. Y mucho más él, que se pone que quiero pelear con el número 1, que es Fortuna, que esto. Ok, es Fortuna, ok, vamos a pelear. Se le ofreció, no, que déme en tiempo, que esto, que no tengo una lesión. Y pues entonces deje de ese bocón.
He says American fighters are big mouths, you know. So why does he become a big mouth? If he's injured, why is he talking slick, basically? Like, why is he saying he wants to fight if he's injured? And then when I sign the contract, all of a sudden he wants a tune-up. WBC gives him a voluntary, and that's how he feels. I mean, damn, he's right there with Gary Russell, man. Fortuna, ask him how much he weighs. Like, what the fight with Ryan would be at 35?
¿Cuánto estás pesando ahora mismo y la pelea con Ryan Garcia sería la 135?
En la 135, ahora mismo estoy en 149.
He's walking around at 149, it'd be at 135, yeah.
Beautiful question. His promoter already does business with PBC. Would he be willing to face Gary Russell Jr.?
El promotor tuyo ya hace negocios con la PBC. ¿Te interesaría una pelea contra Gary Russell Jr.?
Él es un 126, creo.
Él es 126,
pero ahorita está entrenando y está pesando como a 139 ahora mismo.
Él está a los 138 y ya él quiere soltar su how you say title? Su cinturón. Y él está pidiendo pelea con Devin Haney. Él está pidiendo pelea con Gervonta Davis. Él quiere subir 2 categorías. Él quiere subir a pelear con Gervonta a las 135.
No. Si me ofrecen esa, yo cierro los ojos y filmo.
There we go.
He said they offered me that fight, I close my eyes and sign.
There you go. No, pero vamos a empujar esa entonces, porque esa es una persona, you translate. I said we need to push that because that's another fighter who's being avoided. So if you're telling me that 3-4 fighters are avoiding you, Luke Campbell, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia, same thing is happening to Gary. The two of them need to fight.
Sí, lo que te le está diciendo es que a ti te están evitando unos cuantos peleadores, Luke Campbell, Devin Haney, y a la misma situación le pasa a Gary Russell. Él también está llamando sus nombres y nadie está...
Y ninguno quiere.
Ninguno quiere, entonces Ness está con la idea que hay que empujar esa pelea entonces. Hay que
yo nunca le he dicho que no a mi promotor cuando me dice, va a pelear con fulano. Yo siempre digo, mándame el contrato. ¿Y para qué fecha es? Ya sé.
Yeah, when a promoter sends me the contract, I just say, when's the fight? And where do I sign? It doesn't really get too much in back and forth.
All right, we got a few Patreons, so let's go to that before we let them go.
Okay, Javier, ahorita te vamos a hacer unas preguntas de nuestros fans aquí en la The Boxing Voice. Son uno de los fans que son los más educados en el deporte de boxeo. Son uno de los que tienen haciendo preguntas muy buenas. Cualquier pregunta que tú no te sientas que quieres responder, bueno, tú lo dices, pero por la mayor parte son unas preguntas que son muy buenas.
No, yo digo lo que sea, yo no tengo pelo en la lengua, yo respondo.
Aquí estamos entonces con el abejón.
He said he'll answer, because Doomy tried to say any questions that you don't want to answer, you don't got to answer. He's like, nah, I don't got any hair on my tongue, or rather, translate, I don't bite my tongue. I'll answer all of them. So the first one is coming from George Foster, and it is in Spanish, so I'll read it in Spanish and then try to translate it. It says, ¿qué pelea prefieres, Ryan Garcia en los Estados Unidos? Oh, Estados Unidos. He meant to put Estados Unidos, o Luke Campbell en Inglaterra.
Si pueden ser las dos en la misma noche, en cualquier estado, yo la peleo.
No, tienes que coger una. ¿Cuál prefieres?
¿Cuál prefiero en Estados Unidos?
Okay.
Ryan Garcia.
All right. So he prefers Ryan Garcia in America. The question from George Foster was, which fight do you prefer, Ryan Garcia in America or Luke Campbell in
England?
UK? James Valdez says, are you interested in a possible rematch with Robert Easter Jr.?
Javier, esta pregunta viene de James Valdez. ¿Estás interesado tú con una posible revancha contra Robert Easter Jr.?
Todo el tiempo.
He said all day, every day, all the time.
David Maldonado says, how do you feel about the state of Dominican boxing as a whole? Despite the fact that DR had some champions, DR never had Hall of Fame caliber fighter when other Latin countries have so many. When other Latin countries have so many. Countries like Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Panama, Argentina, Colombia, Nicaragua, what wins you feel would place you on that level so that you one day can go down as DR's first Hall of Famer? That is a mouthful.
¿Cómo tú te sientes del estado del boxeo dominicano en todo? Y la razón que Santo Domingo tiene campeones, pero nunca tuvo campeones que tienen esa Hall of Fame.
Dame tratar. ¿Cómo tú te sientes del estado del boxeo dominicano y calibra de los peleadores dominicanos? Porque él pregunta que hemos tenido campeones dominicanos, pero no hemos tenido campeones que van a ir para el Salón de la Fama. Y te está preguntando a ti, ¿qué tú piensas que tú tienes que hacer para llegar para el Salón de la Fama?
Solamente digo que nos den la oportunidad, que no nos quieren dar, que siempre de que ven un dominicano que viene subiendo le tonchan en el camino. Y nada, en ese que yo estoy ahora mismo, porque de ganar mi título de 35, luego de escalar para llenar los requisitos para entrar al Salón de la Fama.
Said it's the opportunities, hopefully the opportunities open up more for Dominican fighters, and given the opportunity, the Hall of Fame could happen.
He was specific to himself. He said he needs the opportunities. They need to give him the opportunities to prove himself so that he could get to the Hall of Fame. But the next one is from Sid Majid, a.k.a. Sid in Orlando, who says, will you try and fight Gervonta Davis? I'm ready to see him step up in competition. Good luck on your career and stay healthy.
Pregunta viene de Sid y dice, ¿vas a tratar de pelear contra Gervonta Davis? Y estoy preparado. I'm ready to see him step up. Yo estoy preparado para verlo a él subir en competición. Buena suerte con su carrera y manténgase de buen salud.
Sí, yo estoy el tiempo preparado para pelear con él. Yo quisiera una pelea con él desde que estaba en 130. Yo lo vengo mirando todo el tiempo. Yo lo vengo mirando a él todo el tiempo y me gustaría una pelea con él.
Yeah, he's been watching him since 130 pounds, just watching him, and he would love a fight with Gervonta.
Ask him his thoughts on Gervonta versus Gamboa. Did he see it? What did he think?
Hey, te pregunta Néstor si viste la pelea contra Gamboa y Gervonta Davis y qué piensas de la pelea.
Ya ustedes, yo soy un peleador de antes, a mí me decían el propeto, ahora me dicen el veterano joven. Ya con eso lo puede decir algo que miren a qué terreno lo llevó Gamboa con un pie fracturado y no se le notó absolutamente nada.
Yeah, he's speaking on how Gamboa took him, to deep waters with one foot, and it just didn't, not much to say about it.
All right, Ryan Oroki says, Campbell or Garcia, who is the tougher fight?
¿Quién es la pelea más pesada? Ryan Garcia o Luke Campbell para ti?
¿Cuál pelea me gustaría más o cuál yo veo más fuerte?
No, ¿cuál es más difícil? ¿Cuál es más difícil?
En tu mente, en tu pensamiento, ¿cuál tú miras?
Luke Campbell.
Luke Campbell, okay. Yeah, he says Luke Campbell he sees as a tougher fight.
Ask him why.
¿Y por qué, Abejón?
Campbell tiene las herramientas boxísticas. Y Ryan García no pelea con nadie, con tacitas que le llevan gente ya que viene en decadencia.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia.
¿Qué nombre ha hecho él? Él que haga su turno. Él está ahora mismo ahí en el ranking que está. Y es por los padrinos que tiene atrás. No es porque él se lo ha ganado, ni porque él ha peleado con fulanito, pero no ha peleado con nadie.
Yeah, he says Campbell's definitely a tougher fighter. You know, Garcia, you know, he is where
algo por decir, maestro, ahí sobre eso.
As a backup, you know, that allows him to be in the position he's in, but he hasn't really fought nobody. So, yeah, Campbell is the tougher fight.
Mario, pick up. I told you.
I didn't see.
Carlito said, who do you believe will be your toughest fight? Haney, Shakur, Gervonta, Teofimo, or Ryan Garcia? Abejón, te dice Carlito de Inglaterra. ¿Quién tú crees que va a ser la pelea más difícil para ti? Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, Teofimo o Ryan Garcia. De esos peleadores, una pregunta que es casi como la preve. Te la digo otra vez, ok.
Sí.
¿Quién tú crees que va a ser la pelea más difícil para ti de estos peleadores que te voy a mencionar? Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis, Teofimo López o Ryan Garcia.
Gervonta Davis puede ser o Teofimo López, uno de esos dos.
He says he feels Gervonta Davis, Teofimo Lopez will probably be, one of the tough fights tougher from.
Gotcha. So we got Tyson. He asks, what happened in the Granados fight, and what kind of injury did he suffer?
Mi entrenador que está aquí tiene como miedo ponerse aquí, que venga para acá a sentarse. Maestro, venga.
el equipo de Abejón.
Sí.
Bueno, uno de los fans se llama Tyson y te manda la pregunta que ¿qué pasó en la pelea de Granado? ¿Qué tipo de lastimo sufrió él?
Yo en esa pelea, muchos dicen que no, muchos dicen que sí, pero me dio un golpe que yo vine, fue como dice, despertando ya, no en el hospital, sino cuando me estaban subiendo para la ambulancia, y dije que yo agarré al amigo mío, se llama Eddie Mercedes. Cuco, ¿qué pasó? Y yo, no, tranquilo, vamos a estar bien. Él me llama al hospital y yo, no, pues ya estamos bien. Yo me di un golpe aquí atrás, en la columna, o sea, no conocí ahí atrás, y me di un golpecito ahí en el cuello. Ahí ya se me para atrás, el giro cuando caí, ¡pam! No es que me di con nada atrás, sino cuando caí, que se me fue como un poquito de más para atrás.
Yeah, he said that.
Lo estuvimos viendo después.
He said, after the fact, he was okay, but that, he was a little injury, like something around his back, lower back, and around his neck. He said he didn't hit anything, but, the fall kind of whiplashed his neck. So when he fell, that's what happened.
So we got next one from B-Lo. He says, thanks for taking the time and coming on TBV. If you could choose, what 3 fights would you want next?
Okay, Javier, aquí te manda un saludo, B-Lo. Dice, muchas gracias por tomar tiempo aquí con nosotros en la TBV. Y si tú tuvieras la decisión, ¿cuál fueran las 3 peleas que tú quisieras tener próxima?
Principalmente, Vasil Lomachenko, Gervonta Davis y cualquier otro, David Haney o Luke Campbell.
Okay, so Lomachenko.
Sí.
Gervonta Davis?
Sí.
And you have maybe, you said Teofimo, right?
No.
I said Devin Haney.
Devin Haney. I'm sorry. So there you go. Lomachenko, Gervonta Davis, or Devin Haney. Those are the 3 fights.
Ask him, what is it about Lomachenko? Like, why Lomachenko first? Is it because he represents the biggest payday out of those 3? Or is it something that he sees and he thinks... I don't know. Ask him that.
Or that pound for pound thing too.
¿Por qué Lomachenko primero? ¿Porque tal vez representa más dinero o porque tú miras algo?
No más dinero. Usted sabe que simplemente le dije anterior que yo lo que quiero entrar al Salón de la Fama. Estoy llenando el requisito del Salón de la Fama y como se consigue peleando con lo bueno, dando buena demostración de lo que usted vocea, que no de lo que usted vocea, de lo que no es. Que usted dice que pelea con quien sea, pelea con lo otro, ¿verdad? Y cuando le ponen la página entre la mesa, está con los tembloreros que no puede firmar su firma bien. Como por ejemplo David Haney.
Said that, Lomachenko just represents the best, and in his mentality, he wants the fights that are going to get him into that Hall of Fame. And some of these guys, just they kind of cower away when it's time to sign. Some of these.
Voy a mí contra él.
Yeah, don't forget to add that he said they cower away when it's time to sign, like Devin Haney.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is.
Cada vez que hay tiempo de firmar, se ponen a temblar. Ahí como
temblar y no saben escribir su nombre.
Se olvida. Yeah, they forget. They start shaking up, when it's time to sign up a fight with him. Somebody like Devin Haney, they forget their names.
Forget how to sign their name.
We got the next one from Sway. He says, "What's good, champ? What do you believe will win? Who do you believe will win between Teofimo and Lomachenko?"
¿Cómo estamos, campeón? Pregunta de la pelea contra Lomachenko y Teofimo López. ¿Quién tú crees que gana esa pelea, en tu opinión?
Si se da una pelea de Teofimo y Lomachenko.
Sí.
Lomachenko.
Está difícil ahí, está difícil, porque en el boxeo no hay nada escrito. Mucha gente van a decir, no, que Lomachenko, que Lomachenko por su rapidez, su modo de pierna, pero también la fortaleza y la juventud que tiene Teofimo López. Y en el boxeo, en el boxeo no hay nada escrito.
Yeah, he said there's nothing written in boxing, man, and he really can't put it past Teofimo. He has the youth, he has the strength. Lomachenko, he has the experience and everything like that, but there's nothing written in boxing, so anything can happen.
Yo, so I don't want to take too much time, but ask him, who's he training with these days and who's he sparring with these days?
¿Con quién tú estás entrenando estos días, Javier? ¿Y con quién tú has tenido la...
Or is he still with Hector Bermudez?
Say that again?
Hector Bermudez? Is he still with Hector Bermudez?
¿Estás todavía con Hector Bermudez? ¿Y con quién has sparring?
No estoy con él. No estoy con él. Estoy con un compatriota de él, se llama Belvin Garcia, que yo ya mis últimas 2 peleas con él.
All right, so he's not with him anymore. He's with another guy. ¿Cómo se llama el nombre otra vez, Javier?
He said a word, so I guess that means it could mean that the dude was the assistant and now he's the head trainer. ¿Qué? Él era el ayudante y ahora tú lo cogiste como...
No.
Explícanos porque esa palabra no me la sé. ¿Sabes que yo nací aquí?
Compatriota. Compatriota.
Como un amigo.
Boricua.
Oh, yeah.
Boricua también.
Yeah. So he's a fellow Puerto Rican.
Okay.
He's with training.
Okay,
otra
what's his
pregunta viene de...
No. What's his background? I mean, come on, you're trying to fight elite level fighters. We want to know this guy's background.
Okay, Néstor quiere saber un poco más de tu entrenador porque no estás contra...
entrenador. Se llama Belvin Garcia.
Belvin.
Boricua, sí. Nos llevamos súper bien como familia, fácilmente, y me ha tratado súper bien durante mi carrera, 2 años para acá, que empecé a entrenar con él, llevamos mis 2 peleas. Ya vieron los resultados como han estado, lo más importante sobre el peso, que ya vieron como ya quitamos esa falla, ¿me entiendes? No digo con esto de que Héctor Bermúdez no podía ganarse, Héctor Bermúdez también es otro entrenador que muy excelente, aún hablamos, tenemos también como familia, pero simplemente ustedes saben cómo es cada atleta, que cambian entrenadores, ¿me entiendes? Pero me llevo súper bien con este entrenador actual y buena gente, nos llevamos excelente.
So his great relationship with his current trainer. He sometimes he talks, to Hector Bermudez, but it's a family, feeling. He prepared him for los 2 últimos 2 años ha estado con él, right? Last 2 years been with Garcia, and they get along well, great relationship, and you guys seen the results of that. They've gotten control over the weight, and bringing it down. So everything's cruising.
Can he be a little more specific of that about getting over control of the weight and just what he means by that, and what does he think they've gotten under control?
Néstor quiere saber si tú le puedes dar un poquito más detalles en lo que habías dicho sobre controlar más el peso y and what else was the ending?
And what does he think?
¿Qué tú crees que exactamente qué es lo que están haciendo para controlar?
Oh, ya él conoce mi cuerpo, ya él sabe el monitoreo ya de mi cuerpo sobre la comida, todo eso, ¿me entiendes? Y ya vieron que la primera pelea, antes de subirme a la báscula, ni miré la balanza y bebí agua ahí mismo. Y la segunda, me hicieron bajar a un peso que no era mío, y era por un eliminatorio con Josué Cuellar, y la pelea era en 133.5 y pesé 132.5. Y me subí a confianza porque estaba por debajo del peso que ellos me hicieron bajar. Y nada, la responsabilidad que él le pone a los boxeadores sobre la dieta.
Yeah, he puts a great responsibility, on himself and on the fighters. He monitors. He's gotten a good understanding of his body, so he's able to monitor him. Last two fights, he got on there with confidence, drinking water. He didn't feel any reason to miss weight. So it's been going pretty much in line with the coach.
Last question. I know he's busy. Ask him, does he feel like Jason Sosa is so past his prime it doesn't make sense to rematch him?
Te queremos decir que apreciamos el tiempo que has tomado con nosotros ahora, pero tenemos un poquito más preguntas del público y una pregunta ahorita say it again, Ness. You said if he wanted to
if he feels that Jason Sosa is worth the rematch, or is he or is this, does he feel like he's not in his prime anymore?
¿Crees que la revancha con Jason Sosa todavía es una pelea que tú quieres, o ya esa pelea ya no está en tu...
No, si viene, la aprovecho, pero yo lo dudo que venga, ¿me entiendes? Ya por eso ya se me ha sacado de la mente y cosas que Jason Sosa y yo, a veces me escribió una vez por Messenger y el entrenador de él y cosas, ¿me entiendes? Y se le escriben también al entrenador mío, al que era entrenador mío, a Héctor Bermúdez. Y nada, deseamos la suerte porque esto es un deporte, uno no lo puede coger personal, ¿me entiendes? Como yo, con mucha gente que pelea y pierden y le dicen de todo al manejador, al promotor, al entrenador, a él mismo. No, esto es nada personal, por eso de pequeño, amateur, nos dan una charla para uno llevar esa disciplina exacta, ¿me entiendes?
Yeah,
y nada personal.
Yeah, he says now, they've Jason Sosa, if that fight kind of like materializes itself, whatever, he'll take advantage of it, but he's kind of put it out of his head now, he's reached out to him. Sosa has reached out to him, and they've talked, the promoters, and they've said stuff, but like, he doesn't, he has it out of his head.
Momento.
All right, well, man, just tell him, man, we would thank him for taking out the time to give us this interview and give us an update on everything that's happened. We're going to definitely continue to push not only him, but that new fight now with maybe him and Gary Russell. But we do hope that he gets one of those bigger ones that he hoped for. Tell him, give out his social media, and just thanks.
Te queremos dar las gracias otra vez, Javier, por estar aquí con nosotros compartiendo. Y estamos ahora todos estamos pensando en esta pelea, ¿verdad? Que hablamos hace poco con Gary Russell Jr. Obviamente que quisiéramos que todas esas peleas grandes que tú quisieras estar en ellas, que se te hicieran. Pero no, si no, vamos a empujar esta pelea a ver si el público tal vez la acepta o la quiere. Pero otra vez, muchas gracias por compartir con nosotros. Que Dios te bendiga. Ese es Mr. Garcia, al lado tuyo.
Sí, este es el entrenador.
Ok, ¿cómo está, hermano? Aquí le mandamos las saludes aquí del programa, The Boxing Voice.
¿Cómo está?
Bien, yo, igualmente a ustedes. Saludos allá.
Ok, y esperamos tenerlos aquí otra vez pronto.
Seguro que sí.
Ok.
Estamos a sus órdenes.
Ahora, si quieren dar cualquier red de social media, cualquier red de social, pueden darlas ahora.
Nada, como le digo, a los cobardes de Ryan Garcia.
To all the cowards, Ryan Garcia.
Eddie Henning.
Devin Haney.
Y Lomachenko, que Chimbota. Y el más cobarde, ese mismo maestro, le digo yo también a boca llena, es Luke Campbell.
The biggest coward, Luke Campbell.
Que acepten la pelea, que estamos para esto, y para esto fue que nosotros entrenamos y aprendimos.
Accept the fight. This is what we prepare for our lives. This is what we train for. Let's go.
Y les deseo mucha suerte a todos ustedes, muchas bendiciones, que Dios les bendiga y mucho cuidado con este coronavirus que anda. esta pandemia y se me cuidan y agradecido a todos ustedes por llamarme presente.
Gracias, Javier. Hasta la próxima.
Hasta la próxima, jefe.
Okay.
Well, there you go, man. Javier Fortuna says, bless everybody. Thanks for the time, and till next time.
Yeah, man, that was actually good. Last minute, I wasn't expecting it. I hit him up, and then I guess he hit me up later.
Kudos to you, man. You were in the zone there for translation for a second. I think it must have been the Dominican in you guys.
Yeah. No, but it's also easier. Look, it's hard what you do to listen. You got to then digest it and put it back out in another language. I'm just listening, so it's different. You are listening, and your mind automatically, believe me, I used to do the interview, translate, and all at the same time, but then your mind automatically starts looking for the translation of that word as you hear it. It's very difficult. It's very difficult, but great job. Thank you, as always, for doing that. We're going to open up these phone lines. We are a little bit late. We had a second show scheduled. I don't know. It looks like we might have to bump that out because there's a lot of callers. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Helps with the visibility of the show. We can keep getting guests like we got on today. Last minute, Javier Fortuna calling out all names at 1:35. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, get that hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every time we go live. We're at 114,720. So yeah, few people subscribed yesterday. Let's change that number from 20 to 115,000, which is where I want to get to first. Small goals.
Word. Hey man, shout out to the fam, the TBV fam, hitting those thumbs up. We're halfway to the people watching. And for those two poor souls who woke up in a bad mood, man, I hope life gets better for you.
Oh, only 2 today. The other 3 might be asleep.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Shout out to all our patrons that dropped their last minute questions, helping us with that interview. And it just makes those guys, in my opinion, feel a little better about themselves, hearing all those questions come in from different parts of the world. Phone lines are open. We're talking Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna. That fight being off, Javier giving you his side of the story, and basically he's saying there's a whole lot of ducking going on. We're going out to Caesar, Las Vegas. What up?
Yo. Good morning, TBV.
Morning.
All right. Man, that was a great interview, Javier. It's definitely an entertaining interview. I like the guy. I like his attitude towards the sport. I agree with him, man. I see him as an avoided fighter. He's definitely underrated, and he's a dangerous guy. And these guys know he's dangerous, man. And we can blame it on the money. I guess you can count it as a valid excuse. But at the end of the day, he's a solid name on your resume, man. So it doesn't surprise me that Ryan's team turned that down. They know that the dude's not ready for this kind of dogfight, man. But that's pretty much all I got on that, man. Great show. See you for life, baby.
Caesar, thanks for calling in. Idris in the UK. What up?
What up, man? Yo, man. Let's be about. First of all, yeah, do me. I didn't congratulate you properly, man. I just want to congratulate you. You beat me. We move forward. We'll go again. Let me talk about Ryan Garcia. I think there's delusion.
Matchup, champ. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, man. We'll come again and get it soon, innit? Listen, Ryan Garcia, I think there's a little bit of delusion from both sides, man. Golden Boy are not seeing the potential star of boxing. He's going to be the star of boxing, but at the same time, every time Ryan Garcia opens his mouth about what's going on and how they're treating him, he just gives ammunition to Gervonta Davis and everyone that's been shitting on him. Every time he opens his mouth, he just gives them ammunition. And then he goes back and then he starts doing all of that crap, and then it's like, it's back to the same thing, like, what are you making? And he just proves them right all along. But Fortuna, that would be, that's to me, I feel like that's a level above what they would have. I'm glad. If that fight happens, I'm glad, because I feel like they were going to baby him a bit longer. I'm still surprised they're trying to...
Yo, for a half a second, I thought Idris was about to go into a rhyme right now. He's about to get mad.
Greatness, Harlem, just listening right now. Going once. Twice. All right, let me get to... He's available.
Sometimes it takes me a minute to turn the mute off. But how y'all living, man? Good morning. Well, good afternoon, I would say.
All good, champ. All good, man. Happy to have you as long as you're available, you know. We could wait.
Nah, that's a fact, man. Ryan Garcia looked like he got a test coming up against him. I'm definitely looking forward to that fight. I never seen Fortuna. Am I saying his name right? Fortuna fight.
Fortuna like the food.
Okay, Fortuna. Yeah, excuse me. So I got to do my homework on Fortuna, but I can't front. I definitely heard his name before. I did hear his name before, so I got to do my homework. But it seems like this might be a test for Ryan Garcia because he's been talking hot, and that's pretty much all I got, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Put it in your calendar that doomsday is coming, and greatness is accepting all challenges. I meant TBV. Stay up, man.
Shout out to Greatness, man. Yo, Greatness, so like he don't watch too much boxing. So he came to learn. I like that, man. Cause he always like I gotta do my research. So yeah, Fortuna's a decent fighter. He's a bit wild though. We can't lie. He's definitely a bit wild. I mean, I like my Luke Campbell, Devin Haney style over him, but it's hard to prepare for awkward and wild. So he has success. He's got some good fights out there. Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, especially with the physical attributes that he possesses. It's like one thing to be wild and throw loopy punches, but it's another thing when you're quick enough to beat somebody to the punch, no matter how wide that punch is. So it's he's a tough out.
It's
for
funny
real.
You've been saying that today. I didn't really consider him that fast, and
I think he's got a tremendous explosiveness.
Explosive, yo.
Yeah. I think he got explosive, but I don't see like Dillian Price speed or Ryan Garcia speed. I see.
Yeah.
I see Gervonta Davis in him. Like he'll leap into a shot.
That's a good example. Yeah.
I mean, explosiveness is speed. I mean,
yes,
but I get it. I think Ryan Garcia is just like more speed in his like a little flashiness and stuff like that. And maybe his left hook is super fast. Yeah. But explosive, Javier's explosive, man. He's gritty. He gets you into these like dog fights. He's talking to you while he's fighting you. Like he likes to fight. You see that I'll fight anybody attitude. That's what you want in your fighter. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, with guidance right behind it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That attitude could get you into some trouble. And you could get a rude awakening, but that's what you want to see, man. That's what you want to hear from fighters. And he made some good points, man. He made some good points. I mean, I was one of the people who thought Devin Haney was avoiding him. I mean, I was one of the people that thought that maybe the injury might have been a fluke. I even went as far as that as thinking because I know what kind of threat you're facing. You got Ryan Garcia avoiding him. You got Devin Haney that, unfortunately had an injury and, chose not to fight him or whatnot. Whatever you want to say is that this guy's not getting the fight with these guys. So you got to respect them.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's the thing, Doomy, is like people always talk about the punch you don't see coming. So like you could think about hand speed and like quickness and explosiveness. It all translates to being able to catch that guy off guard. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's pretty much what I'm trying to say with Javier Fortuna most of all. But yo, man, he deserves a shot. He really does because, I mean, we've been seeing him since Friday Night Fights. Like, he's been in this game for a minute. You know what I mean? And so, he deserves that shot for real.
Are we going to push this Gary Russell fight or what? Like, I mean, I'm really, really interested in it now because
I love it.
A guy like Gary Russell's super fast. It'd be interesting for him to be at that weight at 135 and see him if he can still possess all that speed and maybe he brings up some power now that he got a little extra weight. Who knows? He's still gonna be obviously the smaller guy. So Fortuna, he probably was smacking his lips right now when we mentioned that fight. the way he feels about it. I just wonder if Gary Russell would want to fight, a guy like that, a guy that's gonna, bring it to you tough, 4-inch reach advantage, almost 6, I think 4 inches in height. So he's gonna be coming in the smaller guy. So he has a lot more to worry about. We need to send out a Twitter.
Yeah, I feel you on that because, it's like tough to look at Javier Fortuna and Gary Russell, and it's like, well, nobody's giving them the matchup, so let them fight each other. I mean, I think they deserve, I'm not going to say more than each other because they're both great fighters, and I would love that fight, but, it's just one of those things where I wish they could both get the fights that they want, but unfortunately it's just not how it works. And if one of them were to take out the other, they would be in line at that point for something huge. And and the fight for Javier would be bigger against Gary than it would be for Gary against Javier. But that said, there's a reason why Javier's in everybody's kind of range there, because he just presents a fight that would be really tough for them. That's why I really wanted that Ryan Garcia fight for him. Now, at the same time, if I understand, okay, well, he's a young fighter. He doesn't present as a title, but it's that capitalization off of commercialization. You know what I'm saying? So,
up for fight though, Gary or Ryan Garcia?
I think it's Gary for sure.
Gary for sure. So, besides the payday, what are we getting Javier out of this? Where does he go? Because and essentially this guy's coming. Gary Allen Russell is coming up. He's doesn't really anything to offer at that weight, but his name, and a payday. So, how much does a fight like this garner for a guy like Javier and Gary? Because the guy that has a lot more to lose is always the guy that's at the higher weight. The guy that's smaller, he's coming up. We give him a pass.
Yeah.
So
yep, well said.
What's the money looking like for a fight like this, and where does it happen? Obviously, Gary Allen, he's in PBC. Fortuna has no contract.
It's makeable. Remember, the Fortuna definitely has relations with PBC. He's fought plenty of PBC fighters, Granados, Easter, just plenty. Sampson does business with everyone. So if the fight was there, we got to push it. It's never been talked about. Who's next? Trey in the Bay. Going once. Izzy, Oklahoma.
Yes, I'm just listening, man. Sorry about that.
No problem. J-Mac in New Orleans.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from terrorists.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing him. You want to bet?
You bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Yo, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I will come on, but I'm gonna leave that on the that back call shit. Good show, good interviews. Kind of hard to keep up, but I got the content of translation from Doomy. I do like Fortuna for the Devin Haney's and the Ryan Garcias of the world. Shoot, even Gary Russell. I have Devin Haney being the favorite out of them three names to easily beat Fortuna, but Fortuna is just as enough as a challenge. I was looking forward to it before Devin Haney had to get his shoulder repaired or something. But for Ryan Garcia, Fortuna, I think it's too much for him. So I think it's probably in their decision to keep him away from him. Ryan Garcia got a lot of fine tuning to do. Fortuna could come in and cancel Christmas on him. For his Fortuna and Gary Russell, how big is Fortuna? I think that's still a tough fight for Gary Russell as well, because the dog and Fortuna and his type of fighting style. Plus, Gary Russell don't fight.
Cut it.
I think that's exactly what it is, man. Money and all that. I think they just, and Eddie's probably in that camp saying, you know what, we're not ready for that guy just yet. And I'm alluding right back to what you said.
When you say Eddie, you talking about Luke Campbell not being ready?
No, Eddie Reynoso.
Oh, Reynoso. Ryan's training.
Like, I'm thinking about what you said, Garcia's side manager, family, trainer, This guy is not the guy we want just yet, and I think that's what's going on. It might not just be about the money, man. It might just be genuinely we're just not ready for this guy.
But that's the thing. I think that's the thing. Like, if you want a certain amount of money, these are the fighters we got to offer you. But we're going to go out to New Orleans. JT.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. No, that was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. We're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it? I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yo, good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
What's this?
Yeah. We talked to Ryan Garcia versus Fortuna, right? That's a good fight. Fortuna is the one that fought Robert Easter, right? And
That's
gave
right.
him a tough. So I still got Robert Garcia winning. Based on his name, style, it might be a little tough little fight for him, but if Fortuna don't come in there and really embarrass the dude, they gonna give the decision to Robert. I'm saying the name right, Robert Guerrero, right?
Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia, yeah, my bad, Ryan Garcia, yeah, him, the little young flashy dude. But great interview though. Keep doing what y'all doing, and I'm just listening from here.
JT, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Florida.
El gran campeón puertorriqueño, this is Felix Víctor Trinidad.
You got any excuses tonight, Roy? Let's not ask questions like that. Let's touch gloves and go to work. Let's go to work.
Yo, what up, man? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Yo, good interview, man. Javier Fortuna is a pretty funny dude. Yo, he talked a lot of shit, but he was pretty funny, man. It was a good interview. And I believe a lot of you were saying, man. I think a lot of these young cats, they don't want that Javier Fortuna smoke, man. I mean, I feel like he beat Robert Easter when they fought. He's a wild guy. He's a tough fighter. His energy did change a little bit though when they brought up Tank. He seemed to really be talking crazy about Tank. But yeah, man.
Oh,
good
that's
interview.
a negative, man. You better go have a conversation with your pops, brush up on that Spanish, because he definitely went in on 10. Remember, he laughed at his performance with Gamboa.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so he
But
had plenty to say.
hey, Ness, man, stop having to do it. Why don't you try to carry the interview, and then what you can't do, have Doomy do it, because it flows smooth, man. When your Spanish isn't bad, you know what I'm saying. You should try to do the interview in Spanish and have Doomy there as like more of a backup, man, because it really seemed like there was certain. I understand Doomy's Spanish is more fluent. He knows a lot more of them little words that like you'll get stuck on. But it seems to flow pretty good when you do it. You know what I'm saying? And I think if you guys were both there, one is like more of a backup, then you won't worry about missing words or not listening, or you know what I mean?
I think Doomy is trying to translate it literal instead of into the conversation, right? Like sometimes
because he's sitting there listening so hard, I think is what it is. And you go over there chilling, and you can catch up on
that certain words got double meanings in Spanish. That's the problem. And different nationalities have different
meanings. I was just gonna say he's Dominicano like you, so you know what he's saying. He talks a certain way.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Ness. I'm like, you did pretty well, and it's the dialect.
Yeah, he always does, man. I mean, honestly, I said that before, man. I think Ness should try to just, have Doomy as more of a backup. Let Doomy take a back seat, and just if you stumble up, hey, Doomy, what's this word? What's that word? Because you do pretty well, man. And, it's always good to practice that Spanish, man. I'm in the same boat as you, though. I know what it is. You miss one word here, one word there, and then you're like, damn, I'm messing it up. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't get compriatota. What the fuck was? I didn't even know what he said, bro.
Those are idioms. Those are all idioms.
What's that word? It's called in English. It translates to like
compadre. You know, compadre, comrade. You know, fellow countryman.
No. Compadre is compadre. Comrade is compadre, right? Comrade is compadre.
Play on the word. It's a play on the word. And
he said compria pota, something like that. I gotta call my girl. My girl is way better than me.
I'll hit him up on IG.
Yeah.
Like a turn of phrase, right?
It's like
a
check.
Where's my Jimbe when you need him? My Jimbe is also good at Spanish.
If I say, and look, I temporarily studied this. That's why I'm able to even try this. And I understand idioms and all that stuff. So what happens is, like, if Ness tells me, if we're in court and I'm translating in court for you, right? And they offered you something and you turned it down, and then the judge, and then you're asking for it again, and I translate to the judge, the client's asking for it again, and the judge says, well, tell him that bus left a long time ago. So my translation to my client is not going to be su bus ya se fue. I have to say, well, that opportunity is not there no more.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to tell you. Like, you was translating literal. Some words you weren't like. You wasn't giving him the swag that he was giving us in Spanish. You was giving him like nerdy translate. I'm like, what the hell? Hold up.
It's not nerdy. It's not nerdy. I was still giving the translation, but I wasn't giving it in the street dialect lingo that you are familiar with and what you want the public to feel. So it's like
nah, because I didn't change his words. I don't know, whatever.
To me, it's like this. This is what I got, because to be honest with you, to me, the Dominican language is one of the hardest for me to follow. But the way that I got it, it was like if he was saying it's raining cats and dogs, and then I'm hearing like, what? It's raining cats and dogs there? Like cats and dogs are falling from the sky, as opposed to being like, yo, it's pouring. They're having a monsoon today. You know what I'm saying?
So these are the idioms that you constantly gotta and remember everything. If you study translation and you go into it, there is so much happening in the brain. All right, like Ness tried to break it down earlier, and he was really close to it. There's just so much going in. I'm not only taking in the word, I'm processing it at the same time. The speech has crazy. It's crazy.
Shout out to him, man. Javier Caputillo, always listening. Yo, I thought that was you on TV the other day, man.
Javier, right?
They said it's his cousin or something like that. I'm like, damn.
Shout out to Javier.
He said it means countryman. It's a reference to being from the same country.
Told you. Told you. It's a play on words. So it's like sometimes if I get stuck, it might be because I'm not familiar with the idiom.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And the only way to do it is to keep doing it.
Like for you guys, Central and South Americans, ahorita is later, right?
Yeah, but no, ahorita for Central America is
now, and for us is later.
Cuban and the Caribbean, I know
later.
It's later, and I'd be like, I used to tell my Spanish friends like, yo, yo te voy a mirar ahorita, en 5 minutos. What you mean ahorita en 5 minutos?
Yeah.
Like, ahorita's later, but like, no, I mean now, man.
Nah. And I always got confused with that because it's like Mario, let's do that ahorita. And he's not going to do it now, but Mexicans and South Americans, they like that. So, yeah, there's definitely double meanings. Let me get to Amin in Essex.
Okay,
what it
right.
do?
That I'm an idiot.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, TBV, what it do?
What up?
Yo, Javier Fortuna talking greasy. Yeah, that's the way I like it, man. Because when we come up out of this, man, I mean, listen. First of all, let me get back to listen. Hashtag Ryan the Stallion. Listen, it's not even about bad advice he's getting, man. I mentioned something in the chat. You have to come into this whole thing of boxing like when you hungry. You better off being from humble beginnings because you understand value right away. Like you can't not understand the sacrifice it takes. He think he made enough sacrifice already. Like you can't sit and look at your situation and blame everybody else, and think you made enough. Because if you don't have it, that means you ain't made enough sacrifice. It's not just bad decisions. He got to take some of them losses, and he want to be too comfortable. Like if Canelo took that same route, and I'm not going to go all the way there, but if he took that same route, I mean, if he didn't take the fight with Floyd and take the fight with almost everybody it gave him, he wouldn't be able to do what we call the bullshit he's doing now. So if you want the money, if you want that A-side treatment, man, you better act, you know what I'm saying?
Cut it.
The commissioner, Sony. Just listening, going once.
Ness, is Superman DC or Marvel? Totally offhand.
Superman is DC, right?
I think so. I wanted to say
it's
that. All
DC. Right. They don't have many good superheroes. Like they got the big names, but they ain't Batman, doing it like
Superman,
Marvel.
Wonder Woman, Flash.
Yeah, they got
Green
big
Lantern.
names, but they ain't like Marvel. Marvel got big names and sub characters. It's like, yo, we got Hulk over here, but we also got like, I don't know.
Bizarro.
They got Doctor Strange. They got a bunch.
Bizarro's
Black Panther.
DC,
like they're so deep.
Wait, Bizarro isn't the Bizarro DC because he's Superman villain?
Yeah, he's the Superman opposite.
Totally offhand. Now I'm just. Didn't Ryan Garcia say he wanted to retire early too, man?
Yeah, he said he wanted to retire 26.
I just for the life of me, I don't know why I thought about this. I'm like Ryan Garcia, the next Superman, Superboy.
I mean, he could do it. He could do Smallville all day.
Like Superboy or something.
Does he look too Latin? I mean, because when I look at him, he does look like the dude that used to play Smallville, just slightly more tan.
A little bit, yep.
Just slightly more tan. I think they could do. He could pull it off.
You're right.
He could pull it off. Stonebone Boxing, Colorado. Buenos dias.
Hey, shit. Hey, Michael B can play Scarface, man. He can pull off a little white boy, man.
That's right.
But you got to remember, though, like the Mexicans I grew up around they call Canelo and Ryan white. You know what I mean, they not in a disrespectful way, but they the Blancos out there. They ain't they don't look at them. Even when you talk about the Chavez and them guys, when they talk about Canelo, they speak in certain language. And when you talk to like a Juan Manuel Marquez, they talk a certain way about Canelo, and you can see it's kind of the light skin versus dark skin in the black culture. It's little words that you can hear them say. I don't know. I won't say it's jealousy or something. It's little words that they say about Canelo, and you be like, yeah, that's the light skin. Basically, the light skin dude. That's why he's getting all the things he got, because he ain't the dark skin Mexican. That's pretty much what they be saying a lot. I seen Marquez say that repeatedly. Look, Javier is a good fight for him. Look, Javier to me is just like the Felix Diaz is, I beat Lamont. The Ugas is, I beat Sean Porter. You know, I beat Robert Easter. They're a good fight for the top guys, but I don't think they can beat them. So they're a good test. I think Javier is probably the more dangerous.
Cut it.
Dr.
Manhattan, ain't Dr. Manhattan part of Watchmen?
I was about to say, that's the Watchmen.
My man over here talking about Dr. Manhattan could wipe him out, no need for stone. Dog, he don't even exist. That's not even a real galaxy. Like, Watchmen is the most wackest comic book movie ever made. I can't stand that it has a fan. Bro, I know it has some weird, twisted fandom, too. There's people out there that actually think that garbage is good. How do they compare that to anything Marvel or DC? Is insane to me. Insane.
No, I wouldn't compare it,
bro.
But
I haven't
definitely...
even watched the 6th-series episode on HBO, and it has my girl. It got my girl from Enemy of the State. She was Will Smith's girl. She's bad. That's my shorty. But I ain't even go watch that. I watched the same episode like 3 times. Her father on a wheelchair hung some white cop off a tree, and I watched that 3 times and fell asleep, man. Why? And the movie is just like that. It puts you to sleep. I don't know how people rate that so high, bro, but whatever.
Quickness, I don't know if you had gotten wind of this tweet. I just figured I'd say it now.
Who tweeted? What time did it do? Was it after the show or before?
No, this is 23 hours ago. Okay. It was tweeted by your Dennis Ugas. Did you get a whiff of that?
Yeah, where he said thank you. I put that in the pre-pro where he said thank you about somebody wrote an article like Ugas is next for Crawford, and he put thank you with the prayer hands.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, and I saw this.
I put it in the pre-pro. I just didn't want to do back-to-back Buzz shows.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
All right, I didn't know what that meant. That's why I was like, "What exactly is a thank you?"
It's
you gave me the
like,
yeah.
Thank God.
No,
like,
thank
God
you.
I got it.
Yeah, thank God I got it, but it still doesn't mean he got it. That's why it wasn't a show to me. It's just him being happy, but that doesn't mean that there's contracts. Like, hopefully he's next. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's the best of the leftovers. Because I don't want to hear people. I don't want to hear people 2-3 months from now talking about, yo, Ness, but you was begging for Ugas. Yeah, I'm begging for the best of what's left.
What happened to Kell Brook, man?
No, I was saying, like, it's the same kind of thing with Kell Brook. Like, everybody was saying he was next, and now it doesn't, now it's a little murky. And so that's the same kind of article that was. It was like, they're saying that all signs point to it being Ugas, but it's not finalized. So, he's saying thank you, but I think it's a little premature.
I mean, again, if you're Ugas, you should say thank you. He should have said
Definitely.
more. He should have gave YouTubers and everybody, media, more to go off, because all he put was literally thank you and an emoji of prayer hands.
And a prayer emoji
it's
hands,
like, what can I do with that? I wanted to do it, but it's like, what can I do? I said, all right, this is a Thursday note. You know what I'm saying? It's not a topic. It's a Thursday note. I wanted to give him some love, but it's difficult. We got Boston Jared. What it do?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing, man?
All good. How are you, brother?
What's up, man? I was kind of in and out, man. What's the main topic?
Main topic, Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna is off. We have Fortuna on the show. He said they all ducking. Luke Campbell's the biggest coward of them all. Haney ducking, talking about he got injuries. He a duck. He calling everybody a duck. Ryan, he say he signed a contract for Luke Campbell. He signed a contract for Ryan. They don't want to fight him. And I said Luke Campbell. He signed for Luke Campbell too.
What's it called, man? I really feel like Canelo's trying to, and his people are trying to get out of that contract, man. I think they finally figured out that DAZN contract is fool's gold, and they can make more in 5 fights on pay-per-view than they can in 11 fights on DAZN. And I think that Canelo is pulling the strings with Ryan to rock the boat, and you're gonna see that same shit from Cinnabons here pretty soon, man. But as far as the matchup go, Fortuna's a tough cat, man. He a real awkward dude, man. He hits hard. He's durable, and we don't know if Ryan can deal with that smoke yet, or Haney. So now that fight's off, can we get Haney and Fortuna?
I mean, Haney wants a voluntary. Remember, he went to the WBC and got a voluntary. So yeah, Trey in the Bay is not there. I was gonna go to her because I know that Haney is her people's. J Mac Boomerang.
Mac attack.
Just listening, going once.
Real quick to my man Candy Slim. Shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat, champ.
All right, he's just listening. We're going to come back with another one. I'm scheduled. Obviously, we ran over by how many minutes? A lot. About 30 minutes exactly. So we're only 30 minutes late. I mean, we'll be back with the Canelo show. And we got a live fight chat today. We got some good undefeated fighters. Jason Sanchez is not undefeated, but he got one loss on the Oscar Valdez, and he's going to be facing...
Any moolah you putting on that? I heard you speaking about it the other day.
No, that ain't the one that I was speaking about. The one I'm speaking about is the undercard. Rolando Nano Vargas versus the other kid. That's the undercard. But that's not even on the betting line, man. But this one is. This Jason Sanchez is on the betting line. You know what I mean? But, should we be holding DAZN to, like, the fire? Like, at least with PBC, it's free. So it's not
we need to start.
It's not like I got to cancel them, but they got my $100. They ain't gave me nothing, man. It's been 3 months, 4 months. July? We in the 7th month or the 6th month? What, we in June? We in June. We in the 6th month, man.
I've been talking about getting back at them too, man. Because my subscription stopped, and I'm not trying to pay $20. I started from the ground up.
For real, that's what I'm saying too. They need to honor that because it's like. even if you had your thing off, like they didn't give you the chance to, they're supposed to send you those emails like, yo, your subscriptions come in, like you're not on, automatic renewal, like, you know what I mean? And but by the way, you're not the only person I know that happened to. There was like half a dozen people I heard from that have said that they got it canceled, like right around the same time you did. And I went to check mine, like, bro, they better not cancel me because I'm not going to go up to 20. I'm telling you that.
I just pulled up the email. They canceled mine on the 13th.
They ain't cancel me. I want to see a refund.
Nah, me neither.
I'm not. Yo,
let me tell you something. They only cancel people from what I could tell from people. Okay, every time we have this conversation, y'all start saying that and callers, it sounds like they've only canceled month-to-month dues. If they got that year money, they taking that.
Nah, I got month-to-month $10, and they haven't canceled me.
Yeah, they just,
they took mine this month.
Just take my money, and I've had money in there. How did you get a hold of
Somebody defending talking about you had Mikey Garcia versus Jesse this year. One fight.
One fight.
Yo, that's $100 fight, bruh.
They
trying to get that $7 million back from Mikey. They trying to get the $7 million back from Mikey.
But we do have, like you said, Christopher Diaz versus Jason Sanchez.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
On the fight, Joseph Adorno's gonna fight. That's gonna be a good one. Rolando Vargas. And Miguel Contreras, that's probably going to be a really good fight. And then Andrew Maloney, I've really not seen the Maloney brothers very much at all.
Me neither, but that's more
But
UK
I do know
hype.
Joshua Franco.
That's more UK hype, man. Until they can prove it, you know how I feel about it, man.
Joshua Franco's a tough out. That should be a good one.
This is the zone card?
I mean, isn't Franco known
for today?
For
Yeah, for today.
So you're saying that I have to get the damn thing today? If not, I'm not watching.
This is not a zone
this
card.
Is ESPN.
This is ESPN.
I'm sorry.
Mario.
I thought you said, is this today's card? I'm sorry.
Cool.
Mario, but Joshua Franco, isn't he known for like a trilogy already? And he's
Yeah.
16, he got like 16 fights and he got a trilogy. Chill, champ.
I'm not saying he's a world beater. I'm just saying, like,
or should I say, chill, Chizzy?
All right, I'll tell you what. We'll watch it tonight, and we'll be on together, and let's see what kind of fight he makes.
I mean, I haven't ever Googled him, but I'm pretty sure he's got like 4 or 5 knockouts, right?
He has, I think, half of his wins are knockouts.
Check that. J-Mac.
It says 1 KO.
J-Mac is what? He got 1 KO?
Oh, 8
no. 8 KOs. Yeah, now I see it. It's 8 KOs, 16 wins, and he only has 1 loss to. Oh damn! Never mind.
5 KOs.
Nah, he got 2 losses last I remember.
Nah, he got 1 loss.
Really?
He's got 2 draws.
Okay. Damn, Adorno gonna be off the card? Nah, I'm done. Strike.
Really? That's the name that.
Bro, it better not be. It better not be that he can't make weight, cause I'm gonna be furious. Cause I seen the thing was 136 or something, some weird catchweight like that, bro. Come on, man.
Joseph.
I don't see that anywhere.
Oh shit, Huang and the BX. Man, Huang, ain't no way. Why everybody think everything is personal, man? I just got 4 computers here. You got Mario and Doomy.
Bro, I don't know. You just said, yo, I got the next show. Yeah, I'm telling them too, but they be acting deaf sometimes.
Oh, nah. You got
to remind them. Take 5 minutes.
Look, people reminded me that J-Mac. Look, I just skipped J-Mac for you because I seen your name and I didn't want you to think.
You want to go to him first then?
Yeah, he does. He is Boomerang. He is Boomerang. Yeah, I'll be back to you. I just didn't want you to think that anything is personal. Y'all, everybody, J-Mac hit me up in the morning like, yo, chill, champ. I love y'all, all of y'all, man. Let's just get this show going, you know what I'm saying? Talk some boxing. J-Mac.
Yo. Can y'all hear me?
We hear you, champ.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to clear it up. I want to piggyback off what you said. Me and you have personality collisions on this show. I met you personally, and like I said, I don't see it going any further than this show. But for this show, some of the shit you say, I'll just hold you to it, and that's what I'm gonna continue doing. Stop making things personal. Talking about we got a border wars and have you. I think me and you both been on the show long enough to exercise that energy or what have you. It would have went down and it would have happened already. So we don't need nobody to matchmake. So the best thing you can do with your matchmaking skills is steer the hell out of it before I matchmake you. And hello?
Yeah, we hearing
Can
you.
y'all hear me?
I get the gist. I mean, you going definitely in and out, but I think you basically telling Big Nick to stop being a matchmaker unless he want to get in the ring with you.
I just
You breaking up heavy, champ. I mean,
just
everybody
all the
hears you.
matchmakers out there.
Okay, we hear you now. Oh man, now you muted. Just I don't know. Let's go
Man.
to Shiloh. He's probably driving. Remember, he's a truck driver. Shiloh. I need a new truck driver horn. I feel like my truck driver horn sounds like a train horn. No, for real. Let me
Let's
see if I
hear
can
it.
find it. Let me see. Where is it?
Let's hear this.
Ryan, it's around here somewhere. Let me get the
Shout out to all
Shiloh.
the drivers.
What up? Horn gonna be
Yo,
here.
what's good, fellas?
What
Yeah,
up?
man. Yo, I think this dude, what's his name on Fortuna, needs a better translator. Yo, Fortuna, si tú estás escuchando, bro, déjame saber si necesitas alguien mejor, porque yo llegamos hasta Lomanchenko más rápido de lo que tú piensas, porque todo lo que tú dices yo lo hago escuchar como Mayorga hizo a Oscar de la Hoya, a veces como una chocha and shit. Yo te hago lo mismo, el mismo favor y tú dijiste unas cosas ahí que salieron bien funny, bro, y Dumi no sabía qué carajo decir porque este tipo yo creo que es ecuatoriano o algo así, no sé, pero yo next time holla at a boricua that knows how to say it. Yeah, that's all I had to say about
We're gonna
that.
put you on next time. We're gonna see how
He knows,
you
because I put him. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna do it like The Rock, bro. I'm gonna make him sound crazy. I'm gonna make all these dudes want to get at him.
Yeah.
How we do it, boogie down style.
Imagine the Juan translation. I think Javier would have got the fight.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm telling you, you had to do it like Homeboy did it for Manny Pacquiao and shit when he did it with what's his name, with Broner in that Broner fight. You would have done it like that, bro. You would have had Lomachenko calling you up, talking all types of languages, bro. Then you would have had freaking Teofimo Lopez calling you up, saying, "What this nigga just said?"
Give me one specific that you felt it wasn't translated.
I don't have specifics, bro, because I was going crazy. No. He translated correctly. I'm not saying he translated wrong. The energy, though, you seen that sometimes. Even you came in and you translated and you talk and you're always crazy loud and you're always crazy hyper. I don't know if you smoke and drink coffee like I do or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you come out with that energy that is needed and shit. So yeah, I don't know. It makes it.
Yo, I do love y'all, but man, we gotta chill with the cursing. My man said like 8 curses in that one call.
Yo.
Nah, but yeah, no, I feel him. There was some energy that was missing. Yeah, it's true. I mean, look, Doomy, this is your pickup. You know, he gonna take all the criticism and dial it back in and do a better job. I still think he does better than me. It's just words that I don't know, and a lot of these fighters are South and Central America. Obviously, Fortuna's Dominican, so that's why it sounded better for me. But believe me, if we interview Zuldo, y'all gonna want Doomy translating, not me. I'm telling you, they got just way different words than us. We Caribbean, they...
But like you said, I'm gonna take all the credit. You know me, man. I'm good with criticism, man. I take it in a good light. So I'm gonna try to spice it up for y'all on the next one. You know what I'm saying? Put a little more flavor.
Yeah,
on
but just emphasize spicing up. I'm like, when I said whatever I said, I did not exaggerate. I did not add. I just said what he said. You know, the way that he said it.
I think because he heard it in Spanish too. You see, when you understand Spanish.
Yeah, when you understand Spanish, you gonna look at Doomy's translation and have criticism because he speaks.
Yeah, see,
Spanish.
But with somebody like me who understands but can't follow as quickly, I'm picking up on words and phrases and then I'm putting it together. So it's not that my Spanish is so good, it's that my, what I've studied English and putting words together is how I'm able to translate. But I'm hearing it and I'm getting things that I didn't hear. So to me, Doomy's like amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's so, bro.
It's different perspectives. Like you said, if you can hear it and you know exactly what he's saying, then it might come out different to you. But for me, bro, this is like every single time he's been on, he has done it, and he's also done it in the order. That's what I like. I hate when translators.
I get Shiloh, though.
You get what I'm saying?
I get him because
no, I get him too.
Because,
I do.
Like when Doomy translates for when we went to Florida to see, what's his name? The dude that lost to Lomachenko. Rigondeaux.
Rigondeaux. Remember that? That was a good camp.
We spent like a week down there, but that's Cuban. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about Doomy, he been around the world, so it's different. You know, you see he was kicking Brazilian the other day and so Portuguese the other day. So it's a little bit different. You know, he's been around a lot of different varieties of nationality. So, but I did feel the need to step in when he was talking to a Cuban, you know what I mean? But that's only because I had tons of interactions with my best friend is Cuban. I say that all the time. Like, my best friend is Cuban. So, right away, I know the little, just like Dominicans will be like, oh, Mario, dímelo. Oh, ¿qué lo que es, Mario? You know what I mean? Like, Cubans is more like, hacer, que bola. You know what I mean? It's different slang. You feel me?
And Rigondeaux is a little snobby when it comes to the Spanish. Well, no, that's probably a bad word. He laughed at me when we tried. The last time that I was at a fight and I tried to conduct my own Spanish interview, it was Rigondeaux, and he laughed at me. And then I got somebody to translate because he thought it was like the funniest thing in the world, me trying to talk Spanish. And then, oh no, you know what? I'm sorry. No, the Munguia fight was the last time. But yeah, so I get that one with Rigondeaux. That's a tough one.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
All good. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up. We got to everybody. We got to everybody. No, I see Majid there. What up?
What up, man?
Chill.
Everybody need to like the video and subscribe to the channel and join Patreon. But yeah, man, good. I like that interview that you had with Fortuna, and I feel like anybody at 135 that they trying to build their name up and they need an opponent, I feel like he the perfect one for them because he got that element of surprise and he rough in the clinches and everything. He gonna try to win, So I like to see him against any of them, just to see what they worth. But that's all I got, man.
All right, Majid, thanks for calling in. And I see he changed the screen name. Make me feel better. I always feel like I'm freaking changing your name. I was going to say, reply to something I seen there. Oh, boom. Mr. 704 said Rigo's Spanish is arrogant. It is, but I don't think it's the Spanish. It's just him. He's stupid confident when he talks, man. I mean,
Wait.
I got an interview with Rigo years, man. This shit got to be 10 years old now, or at least 8. And bro, he's going ham on Nonito Donaire and Nikki Osha, both of them. You know what I mean? And he says things that right now wouldn't be taken so well. You know what I mean? So they need good translators. The problem is Louis de Cubas doesn't translate for everybody, and now. I don't know if anybody caught that. Again, I like to say that we scour the internet so you don't have to. But Kelly Swanson Communications posted 4 pictures in a collage photo and said, shout out to these people. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. Shout out to these people. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't get the fights that we get. And it was Tim Smith. It was Brad. It was Sylvia. And it was freaking Louis de Cubas Jr. I could not believe that. Like, honestly, I couldn't. Like, Sylvia, Brad, Tim, those are our peoples. Tim is New York Times. Like, he was like, it's like DAZN picks up Dan. Or, hypothetically, or better, not hypothetically, but better example, it's DAZN picking up SI's Chris Mannix. You understand? So, I mean, it's just like, wow.
Yo, bro, I haven't seen Tim Smith in so long, man. Shout out to Tim, bro.
I know.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him in forever.
Man, every time we had, because
remember that time in Florida with Tim?
Yeah, we used to be on the field a lot. Me and Ness, man.
And let me tell you, man, that's the problem. Like, shout out to Michael Keaton and Multiplicity. I wish there was more of me. Because that relationship that we built that day, that he pushed me, because I'm not a talker. I'm a talker on this show. I'm just not social like that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to have drinks. I'm trying to upload videos and do interviews. So,
workhorseness.
Yeah, I'm a workhorse, bro. I put the blinders on.
But that's the thing though, is those relationships help the overall brand, because I'll give you a real quick example. I was covering a PBC fight in San Antonio, and something had happened with my credential, and it was like a red one, right? And I was like, yo, why am I going upstairs? Like, I need to be ringside. It's like, when we did this, when we applied, I made it clear that I was a videographer as well. Yo, Tim saw me and was like, Boxy Voice, come on. He switched it and was like, tell Ness I said hi. I was like, all right, yeah, cool. And he took care of me the entire time. Anytime I needed anything, he came to me first. yo, I was there with all the big dogs, you know, and he came to me first. Yo, you need anything else? Hey, I got these quotes, but do you want to go interview them? Here, let me grab them aside. They're gonna pull the media. Hey, come over here. Do this interview first. Yo, I was like, and people were looking at me like, who is that? I'm like, sure. And so Tim took care of me, man, and it was just off the back of his relationship with Ness and y'all. You know what I mean? So.
Nah, man. I mean, it's all credit to Doomy. I was trying to go back to the hotel. I was trying to stay more time with Thurman. I wanted the camera to keep rolling, and Doomy like, bro, let's go have lunch with them. They invited you. Go have lunch with them. I'm like, nah, bro, nah. You know, they probably gonna go somewhere I can't afford. We here to work. It's grind mode, blah, 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 blah. He's like, bro, let's go to lunch. And we went to lunch. That was the best thing I did. That word up. You know, they let their hair down, so to speak. And everybody was regular people. And it just was a relationship that still is fruitful. Like, we still get Thurman because we didn't even mention Hannah. We met Hannah that day.
Bro,
not met her, but met her. You know what I mean? Like, we finally got to like see who this woman is outside of just always hustling, busting, working for fighters. And you know, she's official, bro. She sent me like a box. Anyway, Hannah is Keith Thurman's publicist. And I think we had some event, and bro, she sent me like a box of like 50 Thurman. I'm still giving out Thurman shirts. Patreons know. Once in a blue, you know, somebody that I owe like Smoking Joe Franklin. He got an old school Thurman. Them like 3 years old. That's how many there was. You know what I'm saying?
The classics.
Yeah, classics. They one-offs too. He never put those out. Only we got them. He wore them for the Danny fight. That's it.
Yeah.
They made him for the Danny fight for the team. And she added like a 50 order for us. So I don't think you could get them. I mean, last I checked, you couldn't get them. But anyway.
Shout out to Hannah Bolt.
Yeah, for sure.
And Bolt Media, you know, I talk to her once in a while on the IG. She's a hell of a person, man.
Yeah. But yeah, man, let's end it. And hopefully these guys are available. And we come right back with this Canelo topic we got for you, looking like Canelo and maybe Billy Joe Saunders for September in America, according to Eddie. Believe it, I don't know. We'll talk about it if you're interested. Plus, we got live fight chats today. Hopefully, Joseph Fedorno is not off the card, and we got a couple of undefeateds.
He still seems like it's on. I mean,
I haven't seen a thing. I've been searching literally since the moment you said it. I spent about 10 minutes looking for it.
So he's still on then.
It looks
like to me.
Did he weigh in? I'm gonna check his Instagram to see where.
Yeah, he weighed. He definitely weighed in. The weights are there.
I'm on his Instagram. He says Tuesday Night Live on ESPN. Let's go. 1 day ago.
Yeah, let me show you. I got the weights right here.
Yeah, but 1 day ago is not today.
Mm-hmm. It must have been last minute. Could it have been a COVID situation?
I hope not. I hope not. Because then it takes him and the whole team.
ESPN would have been the first to break it, and it's not anywhere on their boxing.
Let's end and do the next one whenever y'all ready. Peace, guys. We'll be right back. 15-minute break, and we're gonna be talking some super middleweight boxing now, I guess.
Canelo. Canelo.
Peace.